Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It is Matt, the Southern Gooner, in the building. Hope everybody's doing well. I know a few people are watching the game that is on right now, but hey, man, we got to get down to business. We got to get down to Arsenal business. We are coming back today after a decrepit, decrepit loss yesterday, crippling loss, and we're gonna break a few things down today. We're gonna talk about why this team is in actually more trouble than what we believe. And I've had at least 12 to 15 hours to soak in a lot of of what people have been saying. I've been looking, I've been pulling away parts, and every nook and cranny. I've got a chance to sit back and listen. And yeah, we're here, man. We are here. We are here. This is definitely going to be a call-in show. I'm going to drop the link in a little bit here, so that if you want to say have a say, come up and you got something to say. Jez, I see you in the chat, brother. I'm gonna drop the link, man. You can come on up as well, my friend. I know you're still seething over that display yesterday. I've heard everything, man, from people are saying that they're perfectly fine with Arteta, but I've heard even this morning, even it's just as short as 20, 30 minutes ago, I've heard people saying that they're getting fed up with it. They're starting to get fed up with this. And I'm going to tell you that, yeah, Arteta is part of the problem, but we're going to reveal who is the true villain in this today. We're going to reveal who the master of disaster is in this football club. And I'm going to show you right down to the T of why this team will not go any further than where it is right now. Like I said, I've got the man who everybody should be demanding to be out of here. And I'm going to reveal that to you in just a second here. But before I get ready to get started on that, we're going to go down this list here, and let's get everybody in the building. We got Lenny Moon in the house. Big up, Matt. Looking forward to cold hard facts. I've got some, Lenny. If you want the facts, you're gonna get some real hard facts today. You're gonna get some true hard numbers. Missy says, but we're a young squad, Matt. Jez is, what's up, brother? It's like I said, I saw you. I'll be dropping the link in a little bit, brother. You can come up. We're currently sitting fifth. Whew, man. Yes, it's going to be rough, man. It's going to be rough. Connor says it's a young squad by design. We're going to tackle that in a little bit, too. I've got, like I said, I've got some hard-hitting facts today. Edu is a fraud, is a big part of the problem. You're right there in the ballpark. You know what it is. Villa is leading Spurs right now 1-0. Could very well be 6 soon. Wow. And we've got Aaron in the building. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Halimi, what's going on, brother? How are you doing, man? And that is it. Yep. So yeah, we're in the building, man. We're in the building. So yeah, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's look at yesterday's game. So yesterday's performance was probably one of the worst performances. We've got a litany of Arsenal performances that have been bad over the last couple of years under this manager. But yesterday was one of the worst. It was a textbook, as I stated on Lee's watch along, a textbook ass whooping. And we have consistently had trouble playing Newcastle whenever something was serious. You know, we've only shot on goal one time in 2 years of going to St. James's Park under this manager. I don't understand what he sees when he's watching the game. And I've been hearing people going back and forth about Odegaard. They're saying, well, Odegaard has to come back into this team. Odegaard's going to come back and he's going to provide this. He's going to provide that. He's going to provide this. Well, we went to Newcastle last year with Odegaard in the team, and I didn't see much difference. I did not see much difference. Odegaard was in the team before he went out, but before all this started. And we still were doing the same exact thing. But people will tell you that this team is lacking the influence of Odegaard. I even heard somebody say today that Odegaard demands things on the field when he's there. And I don't see it. I've never seen it. I've never seen him go to the next level or can take this team to the next level. So I can't buy into that he's coming back and is going to provide this super spark that's going to just lead us over to the promised land. Because I've got some numbers today. I've got some serious, hardcore numbers today that's going to show you why we ain't won titles. And I've got some information as to why we can't find players that we need. I've got some information to show you that this is just complete failure over and over and over. I'm going to open this up real simple. I'm going to start with this before I drop these numbers on y'all. Then we're going to open up everything and we can have a discussion. And I'm going to try to get to this chat, everybody, so just bear with me. The chat's kind of flying. When we look at Arteta and we look at other managers, because this is a notion that people are rolling with this notion that the people who have gone into other jobs that they're not as accomplished as Arteta. I want to put this thought. I want everyone to start looking at it from this aspect. Whenever we talk about another manager, because when we talk about, there's a lot of talk about Chelsea's manager, who I think they're playing in a little while as well, and I think we play them next weekend. The Maresca. People are saying, but what has Maresca done? This is what I want people to realize. Anytime you mention a manager that has prior working experience for the job, they have a leg up on Arteta. And I keep trying to emphasize that because situations like we saw yesterday when we played Newcastle, the manager, Eddie Howe, has working experience. Any manager who has had working experience prior to their current job has the experience of seeing certain situations, learning how to deal with player behavior, learning how to deal with tactics, learning how to make adjustments on the fly, learning how to deal with when things are not working, when to switch it up. But instead, we've got a manager who took the coaching role at Arsenal with no experience. No experience coaching. And time after time after time after time after time after time, when we're faced with adversity, this manager reverts back to the blank look on the sideline. He then makes irrational substitutions. And then most times in games when you know it's coming, he makes irrational starting lineup situations. And we find ourselves in major trouble. Major trouble. Like yesterday. Bournemouth. Liverpool. It's over and over and over. And for me, having a lack of experience in this team from the managerial position, it costs us every time. Now watch this. And this is going to lead me right in. We'll come back to Arteta in a little bit. But let's go back. Let's go back and let's revisit something. In 2022, who came to this football club, chat? Who came to this football club, chat? Well, he was here, but guess we really started to see him do some moving and grooving. Who was here? Who was here, ladies and gentlemen? Who was here? Just before the pandemic, he snuck in the door. And he came in. And hold on, I'm going to pull it up here. I'm going to pull it up. The dossier of disaster. Let me zoom in a little bit here, if I can here, for everybody. Y'all bear with me. If I can get this here. The dossier of disaster. The dossier of disaster of Edu Gaspar. People always say, well, what experience did he have before he came to Arsenal Football Club? Well, let's go through the dossier of disaster for Edu Gaspar. In 2011, he was at Corinthians in Brazil. When he arrived at Corinthians, They were in first place. First place. This is information that's available on the web. You can go look it up. When he arrived in 2011, Gold Engines, they were in first. All right? He was the technical director. In 2014, watch this now. In 2014, they finished fourth. The team parted by mutual consent. He left. Basically, not good enough. So then he leaves. He takes his general coordinator of football position, and he goes to the Iranian national team. Now, come on, everybody. We know. Come on now. Let's get real. Let's just be real. The Iranian national team, and this is no offense to my Iranian brothers, they ain't winning no World Cup no time soon. And I didn't go pull up the stats, but I'm sure somebody can go look it up to see what they did in the World Cup. I'm sure it wasn't much of anything. So we know that wasn't going to work out. So guess what? They said, you know what? Nah, that ain't going to work. We'll let you go. So then he weasels his way into the Brazilian national team, 2016 to 2019. All right. During that period, Brazil suffers their worst loss. Now watch this now. I want y'all to remember this title of general coordinator of football. Remember this now. Remember this title. Remember that over there, general coordinator of football. All right. Just keep it in your head. In 2019, one Edu Gaspar was hired as Arsenal's first ever. We made this for you. First ever technical director. But all it is what, ladies and gentlemen? A general coordinator of football. A general coordinator of football. That's the only experience he's had. Watch this now. So you may be asking yourself, what is a general coordinator of football? All right. After doing some research this morning, this is what the general coordinator of football does, ladies and gentlemen. Stadium setup. And I'm going to paraphrase some of this so we're not sitting here all day. Overseeing the preparation of the stadium, including the pitch, seating, and other things for hosting the matches. Staff management, coordinating various members, security personnel, medical teams, event staff, and roles clearly defined and that they're executed. All right. Security arrangements, referee and team liaison, ensuring communication lines are open with referees and visiting teams and stadium officials, making sure everything's cool when people get to the stadium. Make sure everything's all right, good. Broadcaster coordination. You know, when Martin Tyler and all of them pull up, want to make sure that they have their booth and everything's prepared. Water's there, cups, juices. You know, they've got grapes. They might have a couple of pieces of a turkey or what have you, a sandwich, mustard, Grey Poupon, all of that kind of stuff is there for them. Okay. All right. That's what that's for. Make sure cameras are set up on the pitch. Make sure everybody's got adequate. Make sure they've got enough wire and cable that they can plug in and make sure that you can get all those great shots that we see on NBC, Sky Sports, BT, and all those channels. All of that. That's what that does. Schedule and planning. Practice scheduling, making sure that the team's training sessions are balanced and rest and recovery time. We see we're definitely doing rest and recovery time with all these injuries that we have. Travel arrangements. All right. When they went to Dubai last year, that's what Edu did. Edu made sure that the hotel was sorted out, that they had basically everything that you needed, creature comforts, make sure they had hot towels, make sure that they had soap, that they had the toothpaste. Make sure they had a nice pillow to rest their head. Make sure they had enough room in front of them so they can kick back, because it's a little bit of a long flight going from the UK all the way over to Dubai. So they want to make sure that the guys are sorted out and prepared. Travel arrangements, booking, and planning for the team, including flight, buses, and accommodations for away games. Those nice coaches you see as they pull in on Champions League night, and you see them getting out, the headphones on and stuff. And everybody's waving at the pitches and throwing hands up and shaking hands with mascots. That's what I'm talking about there. All right. Accommodation management. All right. working to secure accommodations that meet the team's needs, considering proximity of the venue, comfort, and security. In layman's terms, want to make sure we got you in a nice hotel that's relatively close to the stadium, so that when you arrive, it's not a very long drive from the stadium, from the hotel, team hotel, to the stadium. Fixture coordination. You know, when everybody looks at the fixtures, and then you might see on Tuesday night we had a game with I'm just throwing a team out there, Wigan or what have you, for the Carabao Cup or whatever, and it gets moved. He's the one that does that. He's basically just gets with the other team. Hey, we can't play that because we've got to do this on Tuesday. What can you guys do for us? Oh, well, we'll look at the schedule and see what we can do. We'll move it here and there. That's what that is. Okay. All right. Team support. Handling various administrative duties is managing player contracts, visas, and insurance. Y'all hear that? Visas, insurance, and player contracts. All right. Keep that in the back of your head as well. Game day preparation, ensuring all equipment such as balls, kits, and medical supplies are available in good condition. So that makes sure you got Lucozade, you got your tissue, your Band-Aids, you got your Neosporin, you got your magic spray, you got all that kind of stuff to make sure that everything is sorted out. All right. Player and staff needs, addressing any personal and logistical needs of players. Well, I wonder if he was working with Aubameyang when he was trying to get him back before for a couple of those games there. But addressing player needs and making sure that the coaching staff to maintain a comfortable and focused environment. All right, here we go. And we're almost here. We're almost done, y'all. Compliance and regulation. Regulatory adherence, ensuring that the club complies with all league regulations, include player registration, anti-doping policies, and financial fair play rules. So when you hear anything about Arsenal in trouble with financial fair play, we know who to look at. We look at this gentleman here. Health and safety, documentation and fan and media liaison, acting as a primary contact for fan-related service such as tickets, merchandise, and customer support. So when you see those new kits come out this week, you know who authorized that. Media relations and etc. All right. That's what general coordinator of football is. There was only a small mention there of player contracts. All right. So we don't see anything here about scouting. We don't see anything out there about going and looking for players and learning how to identify players and learning how to look at players and everything of that magnitude. We see the basics of basically which is glorified what? PR, public relations. That's all we see here. So this man has been running at this football club for the last several years, running around here parading as if he's a technical director. For what it's worth, is basically he's a glorified PR merchant, which is why we see some of the stupidest stuff we see after these games. He's a personal assistant. That's all he is. He's nothing more than somebody that holds a folder, a notebook, pencil, and paper, and he runs around here parading as if he's doing something. This football club has shysters all over it that are designed to basically look like they're running the football club when it's just fool after fool after fool across the board. We've got an inexperienced manager, and we've got an inexperienced man that's at the top of the hill running this football club. This is why we are in major, major trouble. But people refuse to sit here and look at this. This man here brought in some of the worst players we have had at this football club. He is unexperienced, unknowledgeable, and he is ill prepared for the position at a football club like Arsenal, where we need the best of the best. This manager, this general coordinator of football is what I'm going to start referring to him as, has done nothing but set this team back for the last several years. Y'all bear with me here. I'm going to pull up a few other stats here. Just bear with me because we're going to cook this brother today. I told y'all we're going to go through and we're going to look at some of the madness that this man has done. And this is why I want you all to see of what this man has done. We're going to go all the way back. We'll go all the way back here. We're going to start at 2020. All right. We're going to start at year 2020. All right. Well, let me see here. Let me pull this up right quick. Y'all bear with me here. All right. We're going to go right here. 2020. All right. You bear with me. Here we go. All right. This is the transfers coming in 2020. All right. 2020. All right. Thomas Partey comes in. All right. Before I even do that, let me do this. Let me go back. Let's go back to the chat. Let me get y'all chats in here because I want to try to keep everybody. Try to make sure I get a chance to see everybody here. All right, we'll go. We'll some of these I'm gonna start and we'll come back to them. Yeah, we're gonna come back to you, brother. We're gonna come back to you. Match Day Guru, I see you in the building. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. We're gonna come back to some of these. I'm gonna start some of them. Jez, I see you. Josh, yep, I got receipts this morning, brother. We got them this morning. We got them. What is the coordinator of football? Made up position. Yep. Booking flights. Anthony, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. I'm going to drop the link in a little bit. You're more than welcome to come up. Man. You're more than welcome to come up. Event planner. Yeah, an event planner. Yep, just like a wedding coordinator. That's basically what he is, Yep, eating toes. Yep. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, I'm forgetting to cook in just a second. Just hold tight. Y'all just hold tight. Going to go through. Yeah, so basically what you see here is you see that Edu is way over his head. He's in way over his head because he never had the experience of doing any serious scouting or anything in those other current roles. We know he wasn't scouting for the Iranian national teams because they hadn't done anything. And then you look at Brazil 26-19, that was actually probably some of the worst football that Brazil had played, especially in that World Cup. Y'all remember that World Cup 7-0 to Germany. He was over there. But like I said, we know what he was doing. He was a glorified assistant. And the only time that he actually was called on the job to do something was what we saw where? At Corinthians. Corinthians, he came in, they were in first place, but when he left, where were they at? Fourth. They went from first to fourth in less than 3 years. So they ran him out of there. Which is no coincidence because you heard that one brother that said before when we hired him, oh, y'all, they're going to hire Edu Gaspar, head of football. Oh, well, good luck with that. Well, now we see why. All right. So we go to these transfer arrivals. All right. So there's one or two players here that you can kind of say, okay, all right, cool, for what we were at the time. All right. We got Thomas Partey. We bought him on a release clause. We all know that. Magalhaes, he comes in. He came in from France. All right. It's a pretty good signing, you would say. Pablo Marie, well, that one didn't pan out too good. Martin Odegaard, at that time, it was kind of like, jury's kind of still out on Martin. He's fairly well. He's pretty good, doing pretty decent. Alex Runnerson, all right. Brought him in. Well, where is he at now? Willian, where is he at now? Cedric Suarez. We all know the story about Cedric Suarez sitting in this team. Then we go to Matt Ryan. Smith Rowe was brought up. Saliba went out on loan. We brought him in, sent him right back out. Mkhitaryan, I think we rolled him out. He was on loan. Ainsley Maitland-Niles on loan. Joe Willett, end of loan. Muhammad El Nene, end of loan. And so this was our first window up under this clown. All right. So keep all this in mind as we continue to move through year by year. We're going to go to 21-22. All right. Here we go. 21-22. Ben White. All right. 58 million. If anybody has a rolling calculator nearby, can you please pull out a calculator and calculate some of these numbers for me on players that we're bringing in, if you don't mind. All right. We've got Martin Odegaard. We pay Real Madrid 35 million euros. All right. So we get him. All right. So that's Ben White for 58 and a half. Then we've got Odegaard at 35 million. Then we get Aaron Ramsdale for 28 million euros. Then we get Tomiyasu. We bring him in 18 million euros. 18 million euros. Sambi Lakonga, we bring him in 17.5 million euros. And then we get Noon Tavares, put a star by his name. Noon Tavares, all right, 8 million euros. Trust the process. Austin Trusty, 1.8 million euros. All right. That at 1.8 million euros for a defender coming from the MLS. Okay, all right. Then we loan out Lucas Torreira. We loan out Matteo Guendouzi. We loan out Saliba again because at that time we all know what the manager wasn't feeling him like that. Kolasinac, you loan him out. And then this fella, Dejan Iliev, who, once again, as you just saw on the last one, nobody knew what was going on with that brother. I still don't know who that brother is. All right, let's go to 22. Let's go to 22. All right, here we go. Here we go. Hope you got your calculator. Gabby Jesus. Gabby Jesus. 52.2 million euros. 52.2 million euros. Anybody want to take a guess at how much Erling Haaland cost that year? Does anybody remember what Erling Haaland cost that year for Man City? If you don't, I'll let you go look it up for yourself. All right. Alexander Zinchenko, 35 million euros. Look at the money we're throwing out now. Look at the money, 35 million euros. Fabio Vieira. All right, 35 million euros. 35 million euros. Leandro Trossard, we brought in the winter transfer window. We brought him in at 24 million euros. And then we brought in Jacob Kivior. This is. I want y'all to remember now. This is when we were challenging. We will be challenging now. Kivior comes in, and he's at 24 million euros. All right. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Pardon me. I'm sorry. I misread that. Pardon me. He came in at 19.5 million euros. Then we brought in Jorginho. On an expiring contract for 11.3 million euros. All right. Same year piece of business. Matt Turner, 5.9 million euros. Marquinhos, 3.5 million euros. And then, of course, we call up Florian Balogun. We call up Carl Hein. And then we have end of loan, Saliba, Guendouzi, Bellerin, Torreira, Mavropanos, Laconga, Marquinhos. Look at all these loans. Look at these loans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look at all the loans. That's a team in itself, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all these. None of these really equated to anything outside of, you're looking at, of course, the obvious people, the Salibas. We all know who the ones that actually worked out were worth a damn. But when you look at all this stuff, look at all this money lost on some of these players. Look at this. That is 2022. Let's go to 23. Declan Rice, 116 million euros. 116 million euros. Kai Havertz, now is because of the add-ons and stuff, it's ballooned 75 million euros. 75 million euros. Timber, looking like a pretty decent signing. 40 million euros. 40 million euros. David Raya, we got him on loan. That was after we paid the money for Ramsdale. All right. Florian Balogun, his loan ends at Stade Reims. He comes in and he's basically in purgatory. All right. Nicolas Pepe, end of loan. He's basically in purgatory. Nuno Tavares is basically in purgatory, just hanging around. Marquinhos, end of loan, basically just kind of hanging around. Look, do we see a recurring theme here with some of these players? These are absolute players that have served no purpose for the football club that are still hanging around. And then we have to end out either A, sending them out on loan, B, getting absolutely nothing for them. All right. So then we're going to go over here to 2024 this year. Look at the business this year. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, look at the business this year. Ricardo Calafiori, 45 million euros. 45 million euros. Mikel Merino, 32 million euros. David Raya, hey man, I'm not gonna complain about that one. 31 million euros. All right. Raheem the Dream Coolio Sterling on loan. Neto, not the Neto you think it is. It's the Neto, the goalkeeper, on loan. We call up Ethan and Wari. We call up Lewis Skelly, Nuno Tavares. His loan ends, and he's out. Kieran Tierney, loan ends, he's just sitting in purgatory. Marquinhos, what is he doing? Nobody knows what he's doing. He's sitting out there. He's on loan. So look at the business that we've done this year. And then people have to ask themselves. They say, well, why are we in the situation that we're in? Well, you combine that with this. You combine that with this. Over the last 5 years, Arsenal have dropped 11 points from winning positions in the Premier League. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. We're winning games and losing or drawing. We've dropped 11 points from what? Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. Winning positions in the Premier League. In the Premier League. 11 points from winning positions. And we've seen it on display already this season. We've seen it. We just saw it, not this past game, but the Liverpool game. From a leading position, 1-0, 2-1. We've dropped points from winning positions. This is stuff that I've been trying to tell people over the last year or two that we have a historical issue with doing. But people seem to think I have 4 heads and look at me like I'm crazy when I tell them, well, this is going to knock your socks off. This is going to knock your socks off even worse. So then you look here and then you see in 2022-23, their strongest season, saw them reach 80 points, only dropping 30 points. They dropped 30 points total. We dropped 30 points. In 23, we finished with 89 points, but dropped what? 25 points. 25 points. Let that sink in. We dropped points. I don't think people understand why we go ballistic with me, Jez, and Lee, and Kenny, and Northside, and Lion Tex, and Matchday Guru, and all of us all go crazy. Anthony Burton and everybody. And they see this. And they say, well, why are they going crazy? We can't afford to drop points at this football club. We can't afford to drop points. Historically, we can't do it. Even when we have our best seasons, we couldn't drop points. So if we're having a bad season, you know we can't drop points. And the proof is in these numbers. Look at City. Here's a breakdown of City's points per season over recent years. In 2021, 86 points, 93 points, 89 points, 91 points. Their consistency places their points drops between 20 to 28 points a season. So even though they dropped points yesterday, they're probably not going to drop that many this year, regardless of what kind of situation they've got going on over there. So this is why when you hear these super fans going on, well, the loss yesterday against Newcastle wasn't as bad because that team lost the game yesterday. So we're making it up. No, you got 2 other teams. You got 2 teams that is sitting right there now that we got to deal with. We got to deal with Liverpool. We got to deal with City. We're going to have to deal with Chelsea, Aston Villa. We've got 3 or 4 teams that you got to deal with. And people are running around here acting as if, oh, well, we can afford to drop points. We cannot afford to drop points, ladies and gentlemen, based on where we are right now in this league. And before I got to these numbers, we're sitting there talking in the chat. People are saying, well, in 5th, we could be in 6th. Next weekend, we're probably going to be in 7th, 8th. We're all the way back to where we were 5 years ago. And people think I'm going crazy. I'm hearing people. You're hearing people like this. You're hearing people like this on the radio.
In the early game, it finished Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. Let's go over to Sam. He's an Arsenal fan. He joins us on the show. Evening, Sam.
Evening, mate. How you doing? All right?
Yeah, not so bad. How did you feel after that result earlier on today? Did it feel like a big blow, or is it one of those ones where St James's Park ain't an easy place to go to? As an Arsenal fan, you know that yourself. As a Spurs fan, I know that very well. Did you just look at it, you're going to lose some games, or did it hurt a bit more than that?
Don't get me wrong, yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but the thing is, right, we're 10 games in, and you've already got Arsenal fans going, Arteta's not the right man for the job. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But don't get me wrong, we should have bought an out-and-out striker. Did Arteta think that maybe, the men we had there could do the job? Probably, yes. Are we going to look in January? Hopefully.
Sam, the irony is today for me is the guy that scored the goal is someone I thought Arsenal should be going to buy.
This goes back to who won Edu. This goes back to Edu. Any player that was available or any player that we could have made available falls on his shoulders. This is why what I said yesterday, it was either on the show or somewhere. I was somewhere and I said it yesterday, is that when you look at David Dean bought stuff, even if Arsene Wenger didn't need it, he bought it anyway. Or if Wenger might have thought to himself, you know what, man, I don't know if we need so. Yeah, I'm buying him. So get ready. This is what we need. I'm buying him. So get ready. Jokers was sitting out there, and if this manager didn't think he needed him, he should have bought him anyway. He should have just bought him. And I'll deal with it. I'll take the bullet if it doesn't work out. I'll take it. But this is what we need to get over the line. Instead, Edu drives his ass over to Chelsea and he go get a player who I had to go slate somebody today in the chat on Instagram. He's talking about, please bear with this man. Give this man Raheem Sterling time and let him come good. He's better than Martinelli or Trossard. Brother, the man has been in the league for over 10 years and hadn't done anything. His highest goal scoring year was 20 goals in 2019-2020, the same year that City scored 100 points. That's a one-off. We are getting cast-off players that are no good for this team. You look at our transfer policy, it's loaded with trash, with garbage. We have yet to go out and buy world-class, top-of-the-line, top-flight quality players that can get a job done. And don't give me this crap about, well, you can't put a world-class players in every position. Bro, you can load this team up with competent talent that's across the whole of Europe and across the world. There's no reason we should be going to the bench, pulling off Jesus and Zinchenko to come on in a game like yesterday when we're only down by a goal and we need something and we can't get anything from either one of those two players. It is an absolute joke and an absolute disgrace to be an Arsenal supporter and you go along with that. It is an absolute joke. It is an absolute joke and a disgracia for you to tell me that that's the best that Arsenal can do after we spend 800 million euros, 800 million pounds, whatever you want to say it is, that's the best that we can do. And we're 10 games to the season, coming off the back of 2 seasons where we finished second twice in a row. It's unacceptable. It is absolutely unacceptable. For what we to look at the mess that's coming off this bench this year. And for all y'all that keep hollering about Odegaard's going to come back and save this season, I'm telling you all, you're in for a rude awakening. This is due in part because nobody has held Edu Gaspar, nobody has held him accountable for doing his job. He hasn't done a damn thing since he's been here. He's been running around, acting as if he's working and acting as if he's doing his job when he's not been doing anything. All you do is see him skinning and grinning, as we said down south. Skinning and grinning. That's all he's doing. He's putting on this show as if he's doing something, and we're seeing the direct result of his ineptitude every single game this season. We've seen it. We've dropped more points because of his incompetence than we have because of Arteta's stupidity. Now let that sink in. Let that sink in. Jazz, I'm hot today, brother. I'm hot because I am pissed because we are sitting in a situation that we shouldn't even be sitting in, Jazz. It's unexcusable for us to finish second twice, two years running, and then to come into this season and act like we don't even know what's going on. It feels like we're now an 8th, 5th, all back at that again. This is unbelievable. Listen to this, Jess. Listen to this, brother. Listen to this. Listen to this, brother. I think I cut him off, but
it's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, right, it's a gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Gambled, come up short. But look, it's just the Arsenal fan base is so toxic. So toxic. We lose, and straight away they're jumping on a bandwagon going, Arteta this, or, Jesus this, Havertz this. But the moment they do something great, they're like, he's the best player in the world. Just get the players and back them. Do you know what I mean?
you know, Arteta's, you know, spent the best part of 500 million in the last 5 years. Do you think even after all that spending and investment, the squad might be a little bit thin? Because, you know, even last week I was on there with Alan Pargin, you know, you had that 2-2 draw with Liverpool, which is not a bad result at all against someone like Liverpool. But, you know, there was a lot of things. We got Odegaard out, we've got this player out, you know. Do you think the squad's still thin, or do you think you've got a squad that can challenge for the Premier League?
I think we've got a squad that can challenge, but yeah, I think we lack a bit of depth in certain areas.
Now, Jez, did nobody say we lack depth when the season started? What did you hear? What were you hearing all this summer? What kind of windows were you hearing? What kind of ratings were you hearing this summer?
That window, mate, was absolutely shocking. It was disgraceful. We knew what we had to buy, Matty. We knew where we were short. We knew the last 3 years we need a striker. And I'm sorry, the chickies are coming home to roost, mate, because those little cracks that we were papering over are now becoming as big as the bloody Grand Canyon, because we are shocking now. And let's put it right. You know, I hear people saying, oh, well, it's not over yet. Well, no, it's not over yet, but it's pretty bloody damn close. We lose to Chelsea next weekend. Yeah, and they're playing Man United in a little bit. We're out and dusted. We've got Wednesday night Inter Milan away in the Champions League. Oh, well, we can still win the Champions League. We're in 7th place. If we don't get in that top 8, we don't automatically qualify. We have to get back through qualification, right? This is where Arsenal is at, and I was very interested to listen to your facts you dug out about Edu Gaspar, which I didn't know any of that. It just shows the man is incompetent. Why employ that idiot? Why employ him when he failed at Corinthians, when he failed in the Iranian national team, right, and at Brazil, and he's failing at Arsenal? The guy hasn't got a Scooby. And this is the sort of idiot that we buy, or we actually get as part of our management base. What is going on? You can't make it up. And then we look at the transfer windows again. Last January, what do? Nothing. The one before that, nothing. The summer windows have been nothing but other than shameful. This one window we've just had, people were gassing it up, 7 out of 10. Oh, it's good. With what? With who? Marino, absolute waste of space, right? And when we look at the fact we've got Calafiori injured. This is the level of player we are buying. And I've said this once before. Back in the day when we had the likes of Wenger, David Dean, Peter Hillwood, we shopped in Harrods, mate. We shop in Poundland now. That's where we go. And I'm sorry to have to say this. Arsenal does not command the attraction that we used to have. When we used to go knocking on the door, mate, people would listen. Now it's, do you want to go to Arsenal? No thanks. Because it's toxic. And a big problem, I believe, with this club, we don't attract the players now, is Arteta. He's arrogant. Look at what he's done to players. Look at what he's done to Martinelli. That kid, when he was playing under Emery, had a great future. 10 goals, 12 games. Look at him now. He's a shadow of his former self. I'm sorry, but this is where we are going, people. And that guy you just had on there, talking about the Arsenal fan base, a toxic negative. We're negative because we expect better. All the time, you will go along with this absolute dross, this dream of bullshit that we're being fed. Yeah. Oh, no, don't worry about it. We'll put some more PR out this week. Well, we'll drop some more merch this week. What was it the other week? Dropping original stuff. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Hello? What's the point of that then? Oh, because it's more money into the club, right? At the end of the day, we are in a deep shit situation, and we could well be. You called it, Matty. I called it. Yeah. 2 injuries, I said at the start of the season. 2 injuries from capitulation. And look where we are. And this league challenge, if you want to call it that, could be over very quickly. We could be in 6th or 7th today, right? I don't know what the current score is between Villa and Spurs. Villa were 1-0 up at half time. If they won that game, that puts us in 6th, right? So we could be in 6th spot. Everybody going to be happy about that? Oh, well, yeah, it's top 6. That'll be the next narrative. It's top 6. Bollocks. It's just not good. Well, we came to challenge for 2 years. We came second and second. Really? Yeah? Anybody going to remember that in 20 years' time? Who came in the 2022, 23, 23, 24 season? Who came second? Don't know. Who came top? Man City. There you go. Nobody remembers failure. People remember success. Facts. End of.
Jez, I'm telling you, people are going to get their feelings hurt this year. There's a section of this fan base that still think that this team is headed places. We're dropping points at an alarming rate this season. It's just, I think Kenny said it on his fan cam yesterday. It's just like that year when we needed to close out the title. We were just dropping points. We were just leaking. We're leaking points. The goals, rather. We're leaking goals. We're leaking goals. It's worse than last year. That's not a recipe for success. And for anybody that's hollering about Champions League, man, and we're already short for depth now, you're short for depth in the Champions League because the longer it goes, the stronger the teams get. And we don't have a team that can go team for team, regardless of what y'all saw last year with Bayern Munich. What y'all think y'all saw with Bayern Munich last year? And the only reason we couldn't get that is because we didn't have the quality of players to get over the line that we needed. That goes back to Edu again. That goes back to him. We're spending money on players that are not good enough for this football club. Jesus and Gabriel are not good enough. They were not. If they're not good enough for City, what makes you think they're good enough for Arsenal? Well, William
used to buy players like that. We never, ever would even used to look at a player like that. We would go for the best of the best. We don't anymore. It's anything that will just hold us together. And it's not holding us together because we're coming apart at the seams. And we called it. We've all called it. You called it. Yeah. Lee's called it. Kenny's called it. Dan Potts has called it. I watched your show last night, The Emergency Stream. And it was pure facts being spoken. Northside calls it. Why are there so many people that will accept mediocrity failure? That is it. That is the problem, mate, because until those people realise they're getting ripped off at Arsenal Football Club by their season ticket and the stupid lottery system now, which I think is a disgrace for the actual paying fan, yeah, until that lot wake up and smell the coffee, nothing's going to change. Nothing will change because they'll all go along, yeah. I mean, what was it? Who was it said? Who was it who said? I can't remember. Somebody said, was it Dan? Oh, yeah, it was Dan. There's more noise in the concourse than there is out on the terraces. Make that make sense. As he said, Champions League nights, yeah, empty seats, no atmosphere. Yeah, this is what all the fans were calling for. You were calling it for you people. You're the ones that go to the Emirates now. Yeah, you called for it. You've got it. So stand up and be bloody counted. Show some balls. Because at the end of the day, that's what you wanted. You've got it. But when it all goes tits up, don't go crying. Don't go crying because you brought it on yourselves. It's an absolute shit show, that ground now. I've never liked it, never wanted to go there, and it's awful. So don't ever cry after that. You know, what you wish for is what you get, and it all goes tits up in your face. Unlucky, son. Did you wish for it?
The most concerning thing to me, Jed, is that when we look at this situation that we've got, that we find ourselves in. This is 5 years, and we've got 2 people with no experience running the ship. Matter of fact, it's more than that, actually. It's actually more than that because they hired a sporting director. We talked about this on I think it was Lee's or your channel the other day about the brother dropped in there about the sporting director. Well, that sporting director has no experience. And so we got another clown with no experience in this football club. Add that to Edu, to Arteta, and Garlic. And look what you've got. You've got a hierarchy of foolishness. And this is why this football club is not being taken serious. This is why when people always say, well, why are transfer deals breaking down? Because we've got somebody negotiating transfers that doesn't have any good sense. He doesn't know he doesn't know what to do. The man went to Corinthians. He was in 2011. They were in first place, Jez. In 2014, they were in fourth. He left on mutual agreement.
There you go.
It tells you all you need to. That tells you all you need to know. How you doing, young brother?
Can you hear me?
You're loud and clear, my friend.
On? Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, my man. Doing good. What's your
Sorry?
thoughts? What's your thoughts, brother?
About Arsenal?
Yeah.
It's peak because watching that game yesterday, it seems like the cookie's crumbling. It seems like back days of Wenger, last days of Unai Emery sort of thing. But even so, against Newcastle, you've got to win. I'm seeing fans online saying it's not over, only 5 points behind City. But no team has ever come back from being 7 points behind the leaders, 10 games in won the league. Most have been 6. So for Arsenal to win the league now, we'll have to do a miracle, basically. And I don't see it happening. Just honestly, like the amount of money he spent and the squad we have, Martinelli's rubbish. Havertz is rubbish. Like, even our defense is overrated. We only make us goals last season because we sat in the mid block and everyone behind the ball, so it covered from the deficiencies. Now we open up, we're getting exposed. Like, it's a mess. And against Chelsea, we're going to lose to Chelsea. We'll lose into Milan, and then if Spurs beat Ipswich, that'll go above us, and we could be 7th or 8th, which is, I don't even know.
But what do you contribute as the major factors of why we're in this situation that we in?
There's 3 issues, and one is that number one, the amount of money we spent it on pure dross, and number 2 is the arrogance of the manager. Odegaard's out. So coming with Odegaard out, he's making Havertz drop deep into the right 10 space, so the Trossard can play as well. He's got Ethan Nwaneri on the bench. You decided not to buy a number 10 in the summer. You decided to sell Vieira and Smith Rowe. So that means Ethan's our backup. So play him. Every time he comes on, he can use the ball the half turn. He can drive with the ball from deep. If you look at Aston Villa Rodgers, they have someone who can drive deep with the ball. We ain't got somebody who can pick the ball up and drive through midfield and carry the ball. He's the only player that can do that. And he's not playing him because, in my opinion, that's what upset the seniority of the team. Because if he plays, he'll play well. And then the other players will be upset because it's a younger player taking their place. That's what I think. I don't think he's not playing because of his quality. I think he's not playing because of his arrogance. He's very arrogant, and because of the fact that that's what upset the dressing room too much. And also, I thought the transfer window just gone because Mikel Arteta is a scrub, Kelleher's on left back, and Sterling, don't get me started, he's fucking shit, mate. He's rubbish. He's rubbish. Marino can't move. I thought Xhaka was slow. He's even slower. He can't move. And Thomas Partey, our best midfielder, going to right back. Why? He's only playing midfield that can pass through the lines, and he's our best player on the ball. Declan Rice is not a 6.
Don't you think that's crazy?
He's awful. Pardon?
But don't you think that's crazy? And Jez, don't y'all think that's crazy that this is the 3rd or 4th time Probably maybe more than that, 5th or 6th day. We've seen him. He reverts back to putting Thomas Partey at right back. In a must-win situation, he does this in must-win situations.
Look, I mean, it's case in point, isn't it? Right, yesterday, yeah, Newcastle's goal. Thomas Partey right back, yeah, sitting there. Saliba, Isaac, straight through the pair of them. Great crossing from Gordon. Bing, bang, bosh, goal. There you go. Now, I'm sorry to say, why, if Ben White was on the bench, yeah, he came on as a sub. Why didn't he start? Why didn't you actually take Marino off, move Declan Rice over to the left, and put Partey in the mid? I mean, it makes sense. Play the players you've got. It's quite clear Ben White was fit. He may not be 100% fit, but he was on the bench and he came on. Start the man. All right, if you've got to take him off after, say, like 60 minutes, then fair enough. I get that. You have to move the team around. But this is the problem. This guy has one game plan. And that's it. And you could tell yesterday when we went 1-0 down, yeah, he stood there and he didn't have a clue what to do. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, passing Matt. Look at that. Backways, sideways, backways, sideways. You know, the guy is bright. Well, you know, it's not a personal thing with Arteta. I've never met the man. I've got no ambitions. I don't want to meet him. But at the end of the day, what I've seen over the many years of football I've watched, not just Arsenal, other teams, you can see when a manager is lost. And he looked absolutely didn't know what to do yesterday. He was stood there.
Yep. He looked against Liverpool.
He's looking at like Airport Albert and the set piece coach, and they're looking at him like, well, what are you going to do? Something? Or no? Okay, fair enough then. You're the boss. And then there's been how many times, right, this season and last season, man, and you'll see him stood there and it's we're 2-2 or whatever, or we're 2-1 down, and he looks at that bench and he goes, he knows it's a shit bench. He knows. And at the end of the day, is it his fault or is it Edu's fault? Well, it's part, I'd say it's both of them. But at the end of the day, you know, I mean, I said, when I did the fan camera Lee yesterday, you know, after when you did yours.
Yeah.
I said, Lee said to me, I said to Lee, I'm not even upset, Lee. I was expecting this loss. I said, if you get yourself so down about this, then you're in a deep shit situation. And I said, I knew it was going to happen. I called it at the end of the day. And we've been proven right yet again. Yeah, if us three here, just us three here right now, if we can see it, why can't the other people see it? Because they're pure delusion. Pure delusion. Oh, well, yeah, we go again. Oh, it's only 2 losses. 2 losses out of 10 games. That is not a good start to a season. And as this young man down here, Beckley, said, yeah, it's going to be very, very, very difficult to come back from a 7-point deficit. Very difficult. You know, it's happened. It did happen back in the Man United days, back in the Arsene Wenger and.
No, it's never happened after 10 games. It's not happened before. Never happened before.
No. What I mean is not. I get you, but you can be a deficit in the league, and there has been times where it does. A team starts to capitulate. We've done it. We've thrown leads away to Man United.
Yeah,
up top, going well, and then we just start throwing it all out the window, and Man United overtook us, and there you go. That's what can happen. But I agree with what you're telling me. The fact remains it's going to be bloody difficult now, because once once a team starts to get that head of speed, right, they're very hard to turn around. Man City aren't there yet, but we know what happens with Man City after Christmas. You know, we've always seen it. They don't start hard and quick. After Christmas, they'll be on it and off they go. And you know,
thing is,
Guardiola, sorry, mate, I'll shut up in a minute. You know what Pep Guardiola will do? If he thinks there's a problem, he'll go out in the January window and he'll fix it.
That's exactly what he's going to do, Jez.
We won't.
Yeah, he's going to go out. He's going to go out. He's going to go out. And I can tell you just based off of yesterday alone, he's going to go out because, see, he's going to realize, you know what, maybe Gundogan and them can't carry us the whole season. He'll probably say, you know what, even if I have to go get a top-class loan or I have to get, something to bring in, he's going to find the best available player that's out there in Rodgers' position. The next team down might not be able to buy him, but he's going to find a way to get the next player in to steady the ship. And then he'll let them battle it out once Rodgers healthy. They can battle it out and then, let the chips fall where they may. But that's how they operate over there. For us, we know we need a striker. But not everybody knows that we know that we need a striker. So now guess what's going to happen when it's time for us to go get a striker? The prices are going to be not through the roof. And then we're going to hear these excuses. And they're going to go find some hand-me-down striker from somewhere, from Timbuktu. And then they're going to sell it to us as the Arsenal dream. Beckley, you get ready to speak, brother?
No, I was going to say, with City, they aren't playing more at all. I've not seen City play this bad for a few years, because without a Rodri in the team, it looks so much worse. This was a chance for Arsenal to capitalise, and we haven't capitalised. And that's because of the manager, because this squad is good enough to beat Newcastle. It's good enough to beat a lot of teams he played. And the thing is, the way Arteta sets up, it only works against the big teams at low mid block because they're coming to us. Against the teams that are expected to beat, we're expected to go on to them. And we ain't got anyone with any creativity to be able to do something because it's very slow. Didn't play slow football, but they've got Bernardo Silva, they've got De Bruyne, they've got all these X-factor players. The way we play against most teams, we're able to break them down. So in my opinion, the squad pattern has been poor from Arteta. He bought them out as centre-back, not good enough centre-back, playing right-back. Havertz was midfielder, not good enough midfielder, play striker. So this all comes back to recruitment. And also, in my opinion, we need a left winger more than a striker, because if we have a striker, who have no chances. No chances. Martinelli can't beat his man, head down, kick it in the cross. Yesterday, he got the ball, Livermento's right there, kicked it against him. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Step over, cut inside, do something. How dumb are you? Honestly. And then we got Saka. I feel sorry for him. He's the only sort of attack. Without a Saka, it's nothing. It's Saka and Inshallah at Arsenal. And then Havertz, oh my day, he's rubbish. And Trossard as well, mate. That guy, he's drunk. He's drunk. He's got bags under his eye. He's seen a ghost. What's he doing? I can't. Yeah.
Not to cut you off, but I think Trossard is just fed up with his manager. Because we have to go back. You have to go back. Let's go back to when Trossard first arrived. He came here. He was lighting up the league. He was scoring galore. He comes in. He does a good job for us. He was player of the month. Soon as Jesus was healthy, he shoehorned Jesus right back into the team. Trossard never regained his form. And then when he did regain his form, it was in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And then you repeat that again the next season. And then this season, he started off the same way. Because he played the entire preseason. Trossard was one of the only players that I think played the majority of the preseason because Belgium was pretty much out of the Euros early. So he was here. He was playing those games. As soon as the season started, he didn't start. And then when it started looking bad, he brings Trossard back in. Then you take him out. Then you bring him in. Then you take him out. Then you play him out of position. Once again, he has a habit of doing this. What player did Arteta do that to when he first arrived? Does anybody know? Ainsley Maitland-Niles was another one of those players that he played all. He just started playing him, but YouTube just made him play all over the place, and it just pretty much ruined it. This is why Trossard is going through what he's going through. Now that's not to excuse his decrepit play yesterday, but it just gives you a snapshot on how this manager affects players and how it destroys their output. You continue what you were saying, and then I'm gonna come in the call, and then Ozzy, we're gonna get you on, brother.
But I also think that the players we have aren't that good. Like, I blame the manager a lot, but a lot of these players haven't got the ability. Like Martinelli, yes, I know someone goes as a striker on the counter attack, but his overall ability, he's meaty. He's West Ham level, less like our overall attack. They're just meaty. That comes down to players he's bought. Look at City. They went and got Haaland, £60 million. Chelsea got Cole Palmer. They got Jackson. They got Sancho. They got Neto. And we're spending £65 million on Havertz. And that always comes down to Arteta and the recruitment issue. So for me, I know the players aren't that good. Our team isn't that good. And it's a reaction to these fans because they've been overgassing this team, saying what's good as Madrid, this, that, and the other. When in reality, our team is so average in attacking wise, and the manager is making them look even worse. If you look at Saka as an overall player, Saka is our best player. Before, he's taken on this man, beating his man. Now, he's being told, get the ball, pass it back, keep the ball. No one shoots outside the box. No one. And that's because of the manager. Keep the ball, don't shoot outside the box. Why? So overall, like next week against Inter Milan, we're gonna get smoked. We're gonna get smoked against Chelsea. The players they have, we could get smoked there as well, and then it's looking real peak.
Yeah, I think Chelsea's gonna be another rude awakening. Let me pull this up here before I come to call. I want y'all to see this because he brought up a great point there about goal scoring. We're gonna go back to 2019. So we're gonna go to 2019. So let's look. This is Arsenal Premier League stats for goals scored. Of course, Aubameyang was 22 goals. Lacazette was 10, and then look at the fall off. Look at the fall off. This is why I like to show people the numbers, stats that matter, not XG, not expected threat, field tip, and all that stupidity. These are cold hard facts. We go to 2020. We're gonna go to 2020. Let's pull up Arsenal. Look at this: 13, 10, 10, 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Watch this now. Just watch. Let's watch. Go back to Arsenal again. 15, 15, 14, 11. All right. Now, when was the last time you seen Odegaard score 15 goals again?
We haven't.
When's the last time y'all seen Martinelli score 15 goals again?
Haven't.
Nope.
Last time you seen Jesus score 11 goals again?
We haven't.
All right, let's go to 2023. Here we go. Saka, 16 goals. Havertz, 13. I want y'all to remember that number. 13 goals. Trossard, he had just came to the team. I think this is the year he just came to the team. 12 goals. That's coming to the team mid-season. 12 goals.
That wasn't mid-season. That wasn't mid-season. That was last season. He was here the whole season.
I'm thinking 22. I'm sorry. I'm thinking 22. And then let's go to this season where we at right now. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Look at our top goal scorers. I'm going to call them off. Havertz, Saka, Magalhaes, Martinelli, Trossard, Calafiori, Rito, Partey. What's missing up there, y'all? A striker. We hadn't had one since Aubameyang left. And if you don't believe that you all need a striker to win the title, I'm going to go back down this list again, and I'm going to show y'all. Starting from 2019, look at the goal scorer. Now, that was the last time. Remember, I told y'all in that monologue about Raheem Sterling. This is what people think they're getting. They think they're getting that Raheem Sterling. That's the year that City was breaking records galore. So we know why, because De Bruyne was in the team, so we know why he was getting all the goals. So then you go to 2020. Look at this. Where's the Arsenal player at? Nowhere to be seen.
Matty, it almost goes a little bit further than that, yeah? So you can go all the way back. You've got City, Aguero, Haaland, Leicester, Vardy, Chelsea, Drogba, Costa, United, Cantona, York, Cole, Van Nistelrooy, Robert Van Persie, Blackburn, Shearer, Sutton, Arsenal, Henry, Bergkamp, Wright. Almost like you need a striker to win something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. All the teams that's won it all had a great striker.
No,
Hard,
but Pep done it without a striker, guys. Pep done it without a striker. He done it with a false nine, guys.
That's what they'll say. Carl, before you get Carl, welcome to the panel, brother. What you saying, brother?
First of all, it's been a long time we tried to collaborate together, so I thought I'd just gate crash your stream while we're at it. Jez, sir, long time no see. Hope you are well. Big up to everyone on the panel. I'm basically just going to repeat what I said on Northside's channel yesterday. It's as if the prophecy we've been telling for the last 2 to 3 years is starting to slowly come true. You know, all the injuries have piled up on us now, and now we're having to use the bench, which is supposedly fixed when it actually clearly is not fixed. The goals are drying up. We are playing some of the most boring and most robotic football I've seen probably since I don't know, since Wenger's last days. If I'm very, very honest with you, it's just an awful situation to be in, and I'm getting sick and tired of the situation. I didn't want Arteta to start with, but I would always say give a manager at least a couple of years to see what he's trying to implement into the team, and then we need to win something. The minute he bottled top 4 against Spurs, that was the moment I was like, nah, you're not the right person to take us forward. And I still maintain to this day he is not the right person to take us forward. I've been screaming, we need a clear-cut striker. There are strikers out there to take. I mean, what was it? Rashid yesterday said that Chris Wood's the second highest goal scorer. You know, he's not the sexiest of strikers. He's not flamboyant or anything like that. But he does the basic thing of what a striker is, which is to put the ball in the back of the net. You know, it's not rockets. The game is a simple game, but it's made complicated by idiots. We've got at least 2 of them as manager and our board and our CEO they're messing us apart. Absolutely messing us apart. The likes of what I'm struggling to explain what sort of words to come out with this squad, because it's the same year in, year out. We've lost 2 games now. It's the 3rd of November. Are we really going to lose another? Are we going to manage to run the gauntlet now and not lose a single game now to the end of the season? Because the average amount of games you need to lose only allowed to lose in order to win the Premier League since 2005 is 4 games.
Yeah.
4 games and you're out. Or rather, lose 5 games and you're gone.
Yeah, but you've got a section of the fan base. Because I sat there yesterday, I cruised the internet streets, and I listened to Talk Sport. I was sitting on Twitter. Jez, you saw me. I dropped it in the chat there on our chat yesterday, and people were talking, and people are saying, "Oh, well, why are folks, panicking because we've only lost, a few points, and we're only 10 games into the league." And it's just like what you just said, because the error for margin is razor thin in this league, and it amazes me, y'all, that people are saying that, because what was the great last season when we didn't finish the title, when we didn't finish the deal against City? What is it everybody kept saying? We only lost it by such and such points. What are you complaining about? We finished in second. We only finished in second because we only dropped so many points. But then now this year, what are they complaining about? We've only lost a few games. You see what I'm saying? Do y'all see how crazy that sounds? The logic, you see what I'm saying? Ozzy, what you saying, bro?
Yeah, but Matt, we had a record-breaking season last season, man. We won the most games in the season.
How many trophies did we get for it? 0.
I gotta say, man, I had to jump in, man. I see you put the link out, man. Big up to yourself. I mean, you've been saying it since the summer. Big up, Jez. Big up the panel. I mean, I've been watching your streams with Jez and Gunnar and Northside, man. And you said in the summer, brother, I gotta give it to you. It's gonna be a long season. It's gonna be a long season. And I remember you just saying that. And you know what? I was like looking at myself and I'm thinking, he's right, but I don't want him to be right. I know he's right. I mean, people were giving this ludicrous transfer window 7, 8 out of 10. We signed two players that I guarantee you, yeah, no one heard of till that summer.
Yep.
Anybody heard of Calafiori before that summer? Before
the Euros. Euros.
Anyone heard of Moreno?
Hey, Lee asked Igal that yesterday on the emergency stream. He said, "Did you know who Calafiori was before? Did you watch him in Bologna before he came?" He said, "No. No, all fan base knew who these players."
The guy was like, "Oh, I thought Calafiori is gonna turn our fortune." Seriously?
I thought that left-hand side was supposed to be fixed now. We've got California and
centre
Marino.
back or left back. I watched 15 minutes of him when he came on as a substitute. I can't remember what game it was. I said, nah. 15 minutes. I had my opinion on this guy, and he hasn't proved me wrong.
Nope.
And I have this argument with Arsenal fans all the time. Last week I was at a Halloween party. Arsenal came up. I was surrounded by three guys. Arteta ins and I'm Arteta out. Oh, but did you see the goal that he scored? Seriously? I'm like, seriously?
I wonder when Martinelli's going to get unlocked.
It's been 5 years. We're meant to have a squad that's meant to challenge on all fronts. We still don't even have a squad that can challenge for the league.
Okay, Carabaka.
Name me one player. Name me one player that's actually progressed under this manager. Name me one player.
That's what I mean. Players have regressed under this manager.
I would say the only player
they're so robotic.
Probably Ben White that he brought out from a centre back to a right back,
and he got lucky.
Gabriel as well.
I don't want to mention another thing, guys. Yeah, our best players in this squad. Who brought them?
They were already here when he got here.
Exactly. So imagine if he had to bring those players in. Yeah. Where would we be without Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, Martinelli when he was good?
He bought Gabriel.
Well, Arteta bought Gabriel.
Yeah, Edu did get he got it from
Arteta got that for him. That was his first signing.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch this though. Let me say this. This is why, and I mentioned this yesterday on the emergency stream, is that when you look at players like Waneri, this is why everybody's going crazy over Waneri. They're like, "Oh man, this dude here looks great. This is wow, you see him moving around. You see it." It's because he wasn't trained up under Arteta. Any player that Arteta has not directly put his hands on and touched, they stick out like a sore thumb. You know, what I'm saying is they move better. You can see just everything's different. You saw it when he came on yesterday. Even though, you know, he had a little bit of a rough time there trying to – it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to work yourself into a game, which is why I don't understand, like Beckley was saying earlier, why this fool brought him in late as he did instead of just starting him, because it takes 15 to 20 minutes to get your motor running for you to get the pace of the game to get in, you know. But this idiot can't see that, and so he consistently keeps doing it. But players like that, this is why you see it's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that our academy players, when it's time for them to leave, they leave. Look at the brother that left that went to Man United. He's scoring what 3 or 4 goals the other night. I heard 3 or 4 goals the other night.
Had in 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's no coincidence. He was doing it here, now he's doing it there.
Never 4-1, by the way.
Yeah.
They knocked the snot out of Villa. Knocked the snot out of them.
If we lose next week and they win, they're above us, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
they got Ipswich the next game, so you could probably count on them beating them Ipswich.
Yeah,
they're 2 points behind us. We lose against Chelsea, they win that game. Tottenham are above us.
Yeah.
You know the ironic thing, yeah. Everything that was there that these guys were saying last season. Oh, we've got the best defense. We're sharing the goals around. Where is that this season?
Yeah.
We've conceded the same goals as Man United, and they're sitting in 14th, 13th, 14th, and we can see the same goals as Man United.
Yeah.
And where's the sharing the goals? We've gone from sharing the goals to set piece FC.
The thing is, though, mate,
you're trying to tell me one player Odegaard that's not in the team nullifies the whole system. One player. That's it. And also, and the system's gone.
Yeah, there you go.
And we spent 700 million, and we're relying on one player for our system, and one player is not in our system. That's it. We can't attack. We've got no fluidity. Seriously, a player like Odegaard. I mean, I don't rate him as highly as other players. He's good. I wouldn't say he's world class.
No.
And we've been screaming out for a number 10. We've been screaming out for a striker. We've been screaming out for a backup winger.
You know who would have been perfect for us this season? That was the
But
case.
no,
Danny Olmo.
We're centre back FC.
Yeah, Danny Olmo. That Northside said. I said. Lee said it.
He's got technical ability, and he will take a pop shot if he gets the opportunity to. He's not scared. And also as well, this team is scared of taking pop shots. Have we got Ben Simmons syndrome or something? We refuse to take shots.
Yeah, yes, exactly what it is, man. This team, this manager has destroyed the footballing ability of all of these players. All of these players have been destroyed under this manager. He is running this team with an iron fist. Is his defensive way or no way at all? Carl, I know you got a scoop, brother. Can you tell everybody where they can find you at?
Yep. You can find me on I was on my YouTube channel, but that's now been deceased and existed anymore. So you'll see me on different bits and pieces. Patriots Touchback podcast I host for now on a Tuesday night. So make sure you go check me out there. And just about now, I'm about to go on a Spaces stream to do NFL Week 9 preview show. So so I'm off, guys. See you later. And that's it out.
Hey, Carl. Hey, hopefully we get a win today, boy. Me and him both Patriots fans. It's been hell for us this year. That's why when I say in the mud, it's in the mud both ways. Aaron, my man, brother, what say? Man? I know you were 38 hot yesterday, man. Over that performance, what was your thoughts on what we saw yesterday, man?
Do you know what the problem is? Yeah, is I can take when we get bested. I can take, when you have them sort of odd games where things don't work. But the fact that we weren't even trying, it was just gutless, wasn't it? From the first minute until the last minute. And especially in that second half, it was just devoid of absolutely anything. And I think Jezza, or one of you boys had already touched on it. Arteta's just stood there like a clown, isn't he, with his just arms in his head. Hasn't got an absolute clue. The worst in-game manager around, tactically wise. He's horrendous. He don't know what to do. And the thing is when we don't score from corners or set pieces, we don't score. Declan Rice's delivery yesterday, absolutely shambolic. Once that's out the window, where are we getting our goals from? Because it ain't beating our man. We've got no one in the midfield. We play for Eden Nilsson's. I just don't know where we're sort of going from that. If the delivery rather ain't spot on, we're not scoring. We're relying on Havertz to have to take that chance, and he's not prolific.
Aaron, there was an improvement yesterday at Newcastle. We got one shot on target. We didn't.
Yeah.
So that's an improvement.
Madness. Top Gooners something to cling on to, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're progressing.
Nomsky, welcome to the panel, brother. Good to see you, my man.
Big up. Sorry about late.
It's all good.
I just got in, so apologies. Big up to the panel. Big up to Jez. I've always wanted to be on the same channel as you, mate, and it's the first time, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, nice one.
I've been watching you a long time.
What was your thoughts on that decrepit performance yesterday? And I guess for the last month, because it's been garbage for the last month.
Well, as I said yesterday on Northside's chat, I look at this team and look at what we done at the start of the window, and as I said, people have been gassing up this transfer window, giving it 8, 9 out of 10. Why? I don't understand, and I think we got to go back and look at the nuts and bolts of why we're where we are now. And if you look at the way we was playing last season compared to this season, why he decides that he's going to go and buy a defender from Bologna who plays as essentially as a centre back to play as left back. He's gone and wasted money there. He goes and brings in Moreno, and everybody was saying that Moreno is going to sort out the left-hand side. Has anybody seen any improvement? Because at the moment, he's playing Moreno in the number 10 position. Okay? I said yesterday that he's got a situation where you've got loads of injuries, He's standing at the side and doesn't look like he's got a clue, doesn't know what he's doing. He reminds me of when he first came to the club, and he looked absolutely clueless. And thanks, I was listening to your stream on the way down, Matt, and you was going into the dossier of why we're where we are today. When you've got two inexperienced people running a club, this is what you're going to get. Yeah, this is what you're going to get. Edu, who's meant to be a technical director, rightly say you can see it's just pure PR that we are seeing. I use this analogy, yeah, guys. If you just passed your test in a Robert Reliant, yeah, if anybody doesn't know what Robert Reliant is, a car with 3 wheels, okay, and then you say to that person, right, here's the keys to an 18-wheel juggernaut, yeah, go and drive that, right? You're going to say you're out of your head. And essentially, from the very beginning, when Arteta was chosen for this club, I said that this job is too big for him. He needs to go and cut his teeth at a lower club, because there's a lot of managers in this league that are a lot better than him tactically. I was having an argument with somebody yesterday about Slot, and the fact that Slot is a better manager than him. He's got more experience than him. He's won a league in the Dutch league with Feyenoord. He's got experience. Arteta has not got experience of managing a club. What they've done, they've went and got this guy, I don't know, on a cheap, because now he's the second highest, which is crazy. Second highest paid manager, 15 million. Yeah, I don't even know. Jez, you could probably help me with this. Has Arteta had that kind of money before? 15 million. No. But they're giving it to a rookie guy. This guy, we know him as we call him the cone man. Yeah. You know, helping somebody and taking control of the vehicle is two totally different things. And that's what I'm saying. This club is too big for Arteta. And he's come with a level of arrogance. You can see in his games. You can see the level of arrogance. And he wants to prove a point. We have a situation where we're all calling for Ethan to play. It's unfortunate because we didn't do what we was meant to do in the summer by fixing the bench and getting the required players that we need. We let go of players, but we didn't replace them. Okay? And Ethan, he's bringing on Ethan to try and change the game. Yesterday, done the same thing. Why didn't he start him yesterday? So yesterday, you had a situation where you had Thomas Partey playing at right back. So I'm saying to myself, well, Ben White is on the bench. If he's fit, play him in right back. You're playing Timber at left back. You've got your strong back four. You play Thomas, because we lost the battle yesterday in midfield. Yeah, absolutely. Moreno, who's 6'3", 6'4", was getting bossed. Joe Willock.
Yeah. Joe Willock. Yeah.
Joe Willock was bossing that midfield, mate. The team looked void of ideas. Arteta looked void of ideas. And it's almost, I felt personally speaking, guys, it's almost like they're down tools. It really felt like that. I was watching the game with my son and my daughter, and normally I get really irate and everything. I just sat there with a towel, this same thing here, yeah? It was like this. I was like that. Sitting in the front room, watching this game and thinking, from the 15 minutes in, I said, we ain't winning this game. Yep. We ain't winning this game. Because when we come at you, expect Arteta get some guys in the dressing room. You expect them guys to now come out and do something. My son was saying, I hope he's gonna take off Trossard, because Trossard had a terrible game, and I hope he's gonna bring in Ranieri. No, he brings him in on the 70th minute, expecting him to do miracles, and he's coming into a bad situation, yeah, and he's hoping that he can lift the team from down here up to here. It's too much responsibility on Ranieri's shoulders. Starting from the beginning, if it doesn't work out right, then you take him off. Yeah, but he's too frightened, and he goes into games frightened to lose games. Yeah, sideways. I said it yesterday. Salad. We're side salad right now. Yeah, we're not the main meal. We're a side salad right now, and he has to fix up really quick. Yeah, but this fan base, normally what happens? They see Man City lose yesterday, and is yours gold. Come on, man.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Where is the standard? Where is the standard? Yeah. Yes, we enjoyed it then. We haven't won a league for 20 years, guys. 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. And, bro, the way it's looking, if we continue with Arteta, listen, this, unfortunately, guys, and it's got to go really bad for this ball to sack this guy.
Yeah.
Because if we finish in the top 4, just out the top 4, yeah, the fans, it's the fans' fault. And the board are just going to say, well, as long as you finish in top 4, we're good to go again.
You know what?
Second highest paid manager, and this guy on the sideline looked void of ideas. Absolutely void. I didn't want him from the start. So, people are coming at me and saying, oh, you've really changed and blah, blah. No. It's facts. I've been listening to Matt, Jez, Lee Gunner. You know what I mean? You've been spitting facts. Yeah, there's a way Lee might do it a different way, but that's what it is. That's how Lee, Northside, that's how they get their frustration out. I was watching Northside on his stream yesterday before we came on. And I was saying, man, listen, don't let this team stress you out because, man, you don't want to go to an early grave. You know what I mean? So yesterday, I just sat there and I just looked at my son. I said, you know what? It is what it is. Until the board, we have to really fall down before this board acts. And I hope it's soon. I'm not wishing, and I don't want to go. I'm not wishing Arsenal to go in and lose games. Everybody wants their club to win games. We all want our club to win games. But listen, the fan base at the moment, I don't know what they're watching. Some people are saying, oh, even if he comes third, I was talking with someone, even if he comes third, it's still progression. I said, how can that be? Because last season we came second 2 points. We're now regressed to third. So if we finish behind Liverpool, you're saying give him another chance. It just don't make sense. It doesn't make sense whatsoever.
I think, Nortsky, I think one of the problems that I've sort of picked up on, and what a lot of the people that I used to go to football with that still go to the Emirates, I don't anymore, but it's because a lot of these young lads, young fans, they've never seen us win a title.
Nope.
So they don't know what it means for their club to win a title.
Yep.
And they will accept, oh, well, yeah, okay, top 4, Champions League, brilliant, yeah. But it's not the fact that, if let's just hypothetically say we're not going to, I don't believe we're going to win the Premier League at all. And we know we're not going to win the Champions League. But there's fans there, right? They're saying, oh, we don't want to bother with the League Cup. It's below us. I'm sorry, 31 years since we've won that one. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's it's silverware. Now, I've been asked, people have said to me, oh, if he wins the League Cup, would you keep Arteta? No, because he's the one that set his stall out to, oh, we're going to win. What was it he said? What was he said when he first joined Arsenal? We'll win the Premier League, or was it the Champions League? We'll win the Champions League within 3 years. Well, you ain't won it yet, mate. So where's all this?
He said it to Willian. He said it to Willian.
He said it to Willian.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
It's all right, Jess. Once again, the dossier of doom, disaster from Edu Gaspar. The man started in 2011. He arrived at Corinthians, one of the most successful clubs in Brazil. They were in first place. That's when he got there. In 2014, they finished in fourth. He left on mutual agreement, never to be a technical director of football up until he arrived here at Arsenal Football Club. And I'm not going to go back through that whole thing, a general coordinator of football. You can go Google it. The man is a glorified event planner. And he is going out in the summer, bringing in our transfers, which is why we keep getting these half-ass transfers like Raheem Sterling, who even on the most basic of common sense football, you look at your team, you say, well, you know what? We finished second twice. And I'm looking at the goal scoring, Mikel, and man, we're really lacking in goal scoring. I tell you what, do you think we need to get Raheem Sterling to come in and get us over the line? That don't even sound like it makes sense. Ivan Toney was out there. I've got tweets. I've got more for folks that was back 3 years ago were saying bring in Ivan Toney. In our fan base, they were saying it. They were clamoring for it. Ivan Toney, bring him in. And then when he was available, oh no, he's no good. Nobody wants him. He's gambled. No problem. So
No,
then
he's toxic. He's toxic. He's got attitude.
Yeah,
problem.
the problem is you had a lot of top gooners and the media pushing this fact that because he's gambling, he's not good for the dressing room, blah 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 blah. All of that started to come out. As soon as that, they latch onto that. They latch onto it, and unfortunately, because before everybody was gassing for him to come. So why all of a sudden somebody says, "Oh, because he's done whatever he's done." Now nobody wants him because what is the media? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, and those who call themselves media are pushing this agenda and saying, "Oh, he's not fit for the club. He's not right for the club," and that Arteta doesn't deal with that kind of personality. Look at the personalities that we had back in the day. Arteta could never handle those players that we had today.
No way.
No chance.
Tony Adams.
Him and Ian Wright will be fighting on the spot. They'd be fighting every week. Tony Adams. Could you imagine Tony Adams under Arteta? Martin Keough? Sol Campbell?
Yeah.
They'll head back into next week today.
Cesc Fabregas? Could y'all imagine these players? Just think about that. Our great players play this football club under this manager. Please.
I mean, I want to say yesterday, yeah. I mean, Newcastle haven't won a game since September, yeah. But they were really riled up to beat Arsenal yesterday. And I'm looking at the team and I'm like, how many times over here, Arsenal juggernauts, Arsenal mentality monsters, Arsenal this, Arsenal that. Where was that yesterday, huh? Where was one player on the field that was like, screw this shit, I'm not having it? Where's our juggernaut in this team? Where's that player that is going to turn around and be like, guys, I'm not accepting this malarkey. I'm not folding. We don't have that player in our team.
You don't have.
We are soft belly Arsenal.
You don't have this player right here, the one that walks up to you and grabs you and say, "Hey, bro, look, you need to tighten it up."
Yeah.
When Declan Rice missed that goal, somebody should went over to him and say, "Hey, bro, you're making $100 million. We paid $100 million for you. You should be scoring that goal." That's what should have happened yesterday.
We haven't got a Roy Keane character in our club.
That's what I mean. And players yesterday were frustrated, and I'm telling you that these players are turning one by one on this manager. Saliba was pissed off. Trossard's been pissed off since last season.
Definitely Trossard.
And other players are going to look around and say, listen, we've backed this manager for 4 years. We've been finished 8th, 5th. We've gone for title after title. We've been lucky with the injuries. We can't back this guy no more. One season we're playing this football. One season we're playing that football. Next season we're playing this football. What is this nonsense?
Yeah, man.
And you can see it on the pitch. And slowly, the one, I mean, it pays me to say this because I don't want to say this, but the cog is slowly turning against this manager because people are saying like, enough's enough. If he doesn't win, questions being asked. I mean, I got a younger brother and he supports Arsenal because of me. And he was like, oh, you're negative. And he came to me yesterday and he was distraught. And I felt sorry for him. He was like, bro, I can see why you're negative.
my son
because he said to me, do you know why? I've seen it now. It's the hope that kills you with Arsenal.
Yeah,
it is. And I felt sorry for him because he supports this club because of me. I've at least witnessed this club win Premier League titles, seen the invincible. He hasn't witnessed that.
No, that's the thing.
The only thing he's witnessed is a couple of FA Cups.
That's the only thing that keeps me going is the fact that I've seen us win. I've seen us win it. Everybody on this panel, we've all seen them, seen us win a title.
And that's it. That is the hope that kills us, man. I'm telling you.
I mean,
you can't get on.
I mean, the other day on Sky Sports, I was watching a little documentary about Thierry Henry about the invincible season. He goes, we was going head to head with Man United. And one thing that he mentioned that stuck out to me, and I wish others had this mentality and the players had this mentality, he goes, we finished second the season before. And he goes, Arsenal finishing second? That's unheard of. That's not acceptable. And I was like, ask these players now, ask these fans now if they would say that. They're happy with second.
Yeah.
They'll probably take it now.
Unthinkable. You know, if we weren't winning the league or at least winning trophies, it was you know, Arsenal not winning at least one trophy was unthinkable back then.
You know what, Ozzy? Me and Lee set up. We set up. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. We set up all night. We did 5 hours, and we was watching film, just kind of going through film, just watching stuff. And then I said, "Hey man, let's go back and watch some old classic Arsenal games." So we went back and we were watching a lot of the 01, 02, 98, 99 games. And it was amazing because I was sitting there, I was looking at Lee out the corner of my eye. And anytime they showed Wenger went back in those days, he said, "Look at him." I had never heard Lee talk like Lee said, "Look at him. Look at Wenger. Look at what he represented back then. Look at." He said, "You just knew when you saw him, he's like, he knows what he's doing."
Yep.
He said, and then you look at the fool we got now, and you just look at how far it just dropped down. You know, it's just, look at this graphic right, Warren. Look at this graphic right here. Now, look at yesterday. Look at the red arrows. Look in the box. The red arrows are not completed pass, not completed.
Two.
So that picture, right? Is it in our half or in Newcastle's half?
And Newcastle's half.
Newcastle's off.
Right.
Right, but the thing about it, sorry, Warren, I
Yes,
guarantee you, right? You look at that, you see all them green arrows, yeah? You see all the sideways, backwards. Look, I mean, a lot of it is backwards, yeah? You could probably see what, 1, 2, 3,
There's
what,
three,
2
four.
completed passes in the box.
Three.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
it 2?
That's what I
2
was just
completed
about to
passes,
say.
isn't it?
In the second half.
Right.
It-
I
it's
guarantee you
shocking.
there'll be a whole heap of green arrows in our off. Right? I'll tell you that now. That would probably look like the grass in the second half. Properly greened out. Yeah?
No,
because of the amount of time they
it is shocking. But what I want to say about all of this is that I am not surprised that this is going on. Right? And I've spoken to Jez about this before, and I think he knows what I'm going to say. Right? I'm not surprised by this because I personally, I want Arteta gone tonight. I want him gone. I can't stand the man. I'm not one of these ones who say it's not personal, because for me it is personal. He's destroying our club. But the problem is there's no one at this club who's got a clue what they're doing. And that is on the owners. They appointed these people, right? We as fans are partly responsible for it because we're not kicking off enough, right? But the owners are the ones who have appointed them, okay? When Stan Kroenke bought this club, he said, "I did not buy this club to win trophies." Well, he hasn't done so far, has he? And he was true to his word, and he's got no intention of making this club go out and win trophies. All he's interested in doing, I believe, is taking this club overseas to play games overseas, right? If you go and do Google search, every single media company, you'll find news stories attached to them regarding this. The Guardian, the Daily Mail, all of them are talking about it. The London Mayor's come out and said it's something he wants to see happen. I'm telling you, there is a big move to get this to happen. Cronkies aren't happy with the amount of money that fans are paying towards for ticket prices. Mate, this club is an absolute shambles, top to bottom, and it's like that for a reason. We've got legends of this club: David O'Leary, Ian Brady, right, Dennis Bergkamp. Why aren't these people involved with the club? It's for a reason, because they know what this club means and what it stands for. And they do not want anyone like that in the club to oppose them, what they're trying to do, right? Because they will not accept it. It is absolutely shocking. Yeah, there you go. It's a disgrace, man. Thank you very much. Whoever brought that up, thank you very much.
Warren, I already had it. It was in my list of bookmarks. I'd already had it pop away. So there you go.
It's not acceptable. We should not be accepting this, and we're just allowing it to happen. You know,
What you said as well with ticket prices, mate.
And I'm telling you, I know loads of people who are of my age, Jesse's age, and older, who have walked away from this club because of all this bullshit and nonsense. It's a joke. How can this be allowed to be continuing to go on season in, season out, failure after failure after failure? I went absolutely ballistic yesterday. I was doing my Saturday show and someone came in and says, what's all this negativity about? We've challenged for the last 2 years. And I absolutely roasted the fella, right? Because I'm not having it anymore. I'm sick to the back teeth of all this crap all the time from these fans backing this nonsense. We need to get these people out ASAP because none of them give a damn about the Arsenal Football Club and the traditions and the culture that created it, and it's installed in the club. Like if something like what happened at Hillsborough happened now, I can tell you that when Arsenal went to Anfield and to win the title in '89, the Arsenal players took flowers all around the ground for the Liverpool fans. If that happened now, Arsenal would not be doing that. That shows the class of this club. That at Anfield '89, that those players went all around the ground handing out flowers. And that is part of the reason that I love this club, because of its class and the way it goes about doing things, right? That would not happen now. It would definitely not. And it was proven at that game at Man City when the chief exec never even bothered to shake hands with the Man City people. He just walked out, stormed out the ground. It's not acceptable. David O'Leary would not have done that. It is shocking the way this club is being run into the ground and destroyed by these people who don't give a damn about this club and are trying to ruin it. So, yeah, mate, I'm just really, really angry and frustrated by this nonsense. Season in, season out. It's just absolutely ridiculous. This man has spent £800 million, more or less, and we're struggling to be able to get the better of the opposition we're coming up against. Week in, week out, we're getting less possession than the opposition. We're creating less chances than the opposition. It's shocking. Nearly £800 million. Like, divide that by 11 and see how much it comes to. It's nearly £70 million for each position on the pitch, mate. It's not good enough. But sorry, I've gone on too long. I'm going to shut up now, Matty.
It's all good.
Enjoying it, mate.
Aaron, I'm gonna come your way in just a second. Jez, I want to ask you: do you ever think in your wildest dream you would see a headline like that says Arsenal games overseas?
Yeah, I mean, Warren's mentioned this in the past. It's a worry. It is a worry because the fact that Josh Kroenke he says I'm against it, that means he's probably for it because they're all a bunch of liars, and we know that. The only thing I think right now that would stop that from happening is the Premier League. I don't know whether they'd sanction it to allow that to happen. If that started happening, that is the end of English football as we know it. Would the fan base accept it? Would the fan base accept a North London derby taking place in
St. Louis?
Yes, St. Louis. Yeah, I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, especially when you look at what they were charging for tickets on that pre-season tour, $700, $1,000. I mean, look at what TJ paid. You know, with his flights, hotel, and the 2 games he went to, absolute bloody fortunes, man. Now, let's put it right. For Arsenal fans to actually travel, let's hypothetically, purely hypothetical here, right? It's an Arsenal Tottenham North London derby. So Arsenal technically at home. So off we troop out to St. Louis, right? Can you imagine the Tottenham fans saying, I'm happy about that? I don't think so. They're going to say, this is bullshit, man. What's this about? I personally, I know Warren's concerns on this matter. I don't think personally it will ever happen anytime soon. A, because I don't think the Premier League would allow it. B, I don't think the fans would allow it. I think that would be massive protests about that. And the opposing team fans would protest about it. It's probably the only time. Well, no, I'm wrong in saying this, but we had it last year when the Tottenham fans were supporting Arsenal. But it's probably the only time where Arsenal and Tottenham fans come together on a protest. I can't see it. I just don't think the logistics are there for costs, travel, all that comes with it. But if it did, as Warren has talked about this at length, and it's facts that he's talking about, he's not bullshit here. This is Warren's facts, right? It'll be the end of English football. Because
Aaron, your thoughts about I know you
Can I just say one more thing about this?
Come on.
Right? Please, if you're concerned about it, make sure you go and join the Football Supporters Association, right? Because they are a group who campaign on issues like this for football fans, right? They've been tweeting out about this for months and months. And I used to be involved with them like back in the 80s. They're a good organisation. It doesn't cost anything to join, and they will fight it. They will fight it. So just like follow them on Twitter or whatever, and like I say, sign up to it. You can do a Google search for them. It's called the Football Supporters Association. They've got partnerships across the whole of the United Kingdom as well. I don't know if it's a sister organisation in the States similar to this or not, but I'll contact them and ask them if they've got other organisations around the world that they have contact with, because it's just not acceptable.
No, I agree.
Yes, mate.
You had a couple of thoughts that you wanted to drop in.
Yeah, no, I was sort of going to say when he was mentioning about season ticket prices, it's just getting a joke that as well. They froze it for a few years while we were absolutely terrible, and over the last few years they've gone up 4%. 4%. Last year it was 4%. Lower tier was 6%. They're just trying to absolutely fleece us in any way, shape, or form. Kroenke said it himself, hasn't he? He's not here to win trophies. He's there to just steal every single penny and just suck it out of us. With regards to like another possible sort of I don't think Arsenal fans will do it. Because you look in the stadium, Matty, yeah, like I promise you, fella, it's 80-90% top gooners in there. Now I go there every single home game, every single week. I can hear what everyone's saying. You know what I mean? When you're walking into the turnstiles, whatever, they're all total mad for Mikel Arteta, mate. Every single person. It's probably easier said than done. The fact is normal fans like us are being absolutely outnumbered by the cult that is the Mikel Arteta lovers, mate. It's tricky. It's a lot easier said than done. Do you know what I mean? It's got sort of to that point where we're just completely outnumbered. I think it'd be almost half pointless.
If you want to see what the top gooners out there doing, I'm gonna zoom in here if I can, brother.
Yeah. Oh.
We go over to right here. This tweet right here. Thank you for making my weekend slightly less miserable, Bournemouth.
Clueless, man. That guy's a clown.
That's the one. You know, no team is getting 90 points this season. Quality across the league is going up. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I told you that this season was going to be a lot harder than last year because other teams have gotten better. But y'all said we didn't know what the hell we were talking about. Y'all said we didn't know what the hell was going on. So
Matty, mate, this geezer is not an Arsenal fan at all whatsoever. But the problem is most Arsenal fans now are exactly like this geezer.
That's my point.
Massive problem. Massive problem.
Just today, the title race is not over. Quiet. What was that? I hate Beckley left. It might have been I forgot who mentioned it earlier that you can only drop. Was it 4 games a year? Was it 4 games? Somebody brought it earlier. 4 games and then that's all you can before you drop. We dropped 2 already. And you know we got Manchester United twice. We got Liverpool at Anfield. We got Chelsea. And we do for West Ham or somebody else drop points against them. This season is over. DONE. Anybody still co-signing that this season is we still in there?
Yeah.
They better change. They need to change your tone and talk about winning this damn Carabao Cup. That's what y'all need to be doing.
Yeah,
not 100%. And Matty, just to pick off your point, they can't run the excuses no more because we was getting chased and we didn't win it. And then the season after it was like, oh, it's better to be the chaser, and we still didn't win it. So what's the excuse this year?
The referee went down the toilet yesterday. That's over. We didn't use that card. That's over with. And did y'all see? If
I tell you one thing, sorry, mate. If I tell you one thing, yeah, if Arne Slot by some miracle wins this league, the whole thing is debunked. They cannot say shit.
They'll say
if a manager from Feyenoord comes and by some miracle wins the league, and it is possible, what other excuse do these fans have for this clown that we have in our club? This
they'll say
that we have.
Aussie fella, they'll say, "Oh, we inherited a better squad." The excuse for that's already lined up for them.
Yeah,
already lined up.
Yeah, Arteta had to root out the bad apples.
And he's only signed one player, and that's not his signing.
Did you all see yesterday the true dark arts? Did you all see Newcastle work that thing yesterday? Did y'all see how they would waste time and they look it was wasting time? Did you see they would fall to the ground?
Bruno Guimaraes, mate, he was classic.
Yeah, him and Joe Linton.
They were. Listen, we knew they were going to do that. We knew they were going to do that. Yeah, we knew that we couldn't match them. We couldn't match them. Yeah, it didn't look like we was up for the battle. Yeah, and as I said, we got outplayed in every single area of that thing. As I said, probably out of a very, very bad bunch, the only player I would say came up with any kind of things. Some might disagree with me. Is probably Thomas Partey. But the problem is when you've got Saka and you've got nobody overlapping him, yeah, because Partey hasn't got the legs to go up and down. He hasn't got the legs. Last season you had Ben White overlapping, yeah. You had that partnership between Ben White, Saka, and Odegaard. We lose one player and everything just goes to pot.
Yeah,
literally just goes to pot. It's like, what do we do now? You know what I mean? And he keeps shuffling the pack. And it ain't working. You brought in Moreno, as I said earlier on. You brought him in as a number 8, but you're playing him in a number 10. It's just like you're trying to. The players that he's bought is like, I've got to play these guys. Yeah, Trossard is just dropped off a cliff. I know that's Lee's man. But yesterday they could not string 2 passes together. You bring on Bart Simpson. All right, you bring him on, and you're thinking, right. You brought on 2 defensive players. We're trying to create, and you're bringing on Bart Simpson. Who was the other guy they brought on? Who was the other player they brought
on? Jesus.
No, was it Jesus and Bart Simpson?
And then Jorginho.
Jorginho,
yeah.
I mean, what is going on?
Yeah, because he's looking at that bench and he's thinking, shit, it's worse than last season. And I just got to throw players on. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Every time, how many times?
Ozzy, the guy is, I'm telling you, he's arrogant and he's trying to prove a point. And that's not the
problem. How can you be arrogant and you ain't done shit? You know, if you're arrogant, yeah, like when Mourinho was arrogant, he could back it up.
Exactly.
But you know
when you've won shit, yeah. You can talk the talk and walk the walk. This guy's talking the talk, but he can't walk the walk. Every time he's on the touchline now, how many times have you seen him in the last 10 games? We played this, gets to the second half and he's like,
yeah, rubbing his chin.
What do I
remember that in the early days? Remember that?
Bench. Oh, who's on the bench? Oh, shit, no, I don't trust none of them.
They used to talk shit about Unai Emery when he be on the line doing it. He do it. Then now he do it. Don't nobody say anything. He's standing looking like a complete
dumb. Yeah, because they used to have a go at Unai Emery. Yeah, they used to have a go. Like he's looked clueless. Yeah, they did.
the problem is as well, yeah, is he's trying to prove his point, Mikel Arteta, but it's at the detriment of Arsenal Football Club, and that just will never sit well with me. That he's too selfish, too arrogant, and he's doing things for himself, not for the football club. I don't support Mikel Arteta. I support Arsenal, and I never will support Mikel Arteta.
That's my thing. We've got to a point with this fan base here, where the infatuation with this manager is greater than for their own club that they support.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell did we get here? How can you be infatuated with a manager than your own club?
It's weird.
Never like this. And all of my years of supporting Arsenal, I've never in my life, even at the highest of heights with Wenger, saw the amount of admiration and love that this manager gets.
For doing nothing.
Nothing. Wenger was, we were winning. And now to hear this kind of talk.
Wow. Madness.
Like,
when he went on that trophy drop, y'all remember we was on that trophy drop. And we were, okay, you know what? Let's push. We didn't start giving him hell until that season. We really started giving him hell until that season where he didn't buy an outfield player. And we were like, wait a minute. Whoa, what is this? Because it was unheard of. This man's going crazy. We were still winning. We had won FA Cups.
Yeah.
Even on the worst of Wenger, we were still somewhat successful. We under the worst of this manager, we've only finished second twice, with nothing to show for it. I keep telling y'all, Jazz was looking for it 2 years ago. I looked for it last year. I was trying to find this second place. This is a certificate of participation. Where is this at? We ain't done nothing up under this man for him this kind of love and admiration. They didn't even love him this much when he played. He was a panic buy. He was a panic buy over 8-2 loss to Manchester United.
Yeah.
And when he came in, he was a stopgap. He really wasn't there.
Yeah.
Santa Gazzola did all the work. He was just happened to be there every once in a while to chip in. Yeah, he scored a goal against Man City. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, he ain't no Arsenal folklore legend. Never has been.
Not even close.
Not even close. And people act like this man was one of Arsenal's greatest players. Man, y'all better get out of here. This man ain't never
they're being brainwashed on a different level. They're being brainwashed on a different level.
But is it that generation though? It's got to be that generation because
I mean, not to show you guys age or anything, but I think I'm probably the youngest out of you gentlemen.
No way, no way.
Yeah. And the thing is, in terms of my friendship group is quite diverse. So I've got people my age. I've got a few Arsenal fans that are a bit older, and with the ones my age is Arteta. But surely he's the guy. But surely you can see what he's doing. But surely he's the man to take us forward. With the older ones, they were kind of on that par, but they're slowly. The cog is slowly changing. It's slowly changing because, like yesterday, I've got a friend who's, I would say, a good 15 years older than me, and he's like, "Nah, I can't see it no more. I can't see it no more. It's not even to do with Arteta anymore. We're not playing good football. Loads of players are poor. Our bench is crap." And I was saying all this stuff to him, and he's like, "It pains me to agree with you, but I agree with you because, as humans, we don't want to be wrong. You know what I mean?" Mm-hmm. And he could see it, but from the fans that I would say are my age, North Side's age. The first argument is they don't even back the club. The first thing they back is the manager.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? Where's this infatuation with the manager? You're backing the manager more than your own club. So what if he leaves, are you going to leave with him?
I hope
and they come with the same bullshit excuse. Oh, you sound like a Tottenham fan. You sound like a Tottenham fan. I mean, we always give them shit for not winning anything, but we're just a spicy Tottenham.
Yeah.
We're in this like space world where we think we're gonna win, but we don't win. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
I had a guy
we ain't
yesterday.
going to win this league. Sorry, go on, Jess.
You know,
mate, go.
I was going to say one more point. Sorry.
Go on, mate.
I mean, on Lee Gunner's emergency stream yesterday, big up to Dan Potts. I mean, he said, "Listen, I've waited 31 years for a League Cup, waited 31 years for a European Trophy, 21 years for a Premier League, and 5 years now for a FA Cup. How long more are we going to bloody wait? How long?"
Probably another year.
You know, and that prick that I hate him, but I got to give it to him because he's a quality player. That Patrice Evra, he said it.
Yep.
With Arsenal, it's like a Netflix show.
Yep.
It's always next season.
We go. I call ourselves We Go Again FC because that's all I hear. When I talk to my friendship groups, Arsenal fans, guys, come on, guys, We Go Again FC. We go again. Yeah. Yeah, because we lost it by 2 points last season. So if we lose by 1 point, we've made progression, guys.
Yeah,
you don't have to win a title. Just do it by 1 point. But I tell you, we got a problem, guys, because there's 2 other teams. We have maybe 3 other teams now that we got to deal with. We've got to jump over Man City, and we've got to jump over Liverpool and possibly Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if we play the way we're playing, like we did yesterday, and we go to the bridge, all right, they might not play a mid block or whatever, but I'm telling you, with the strikers and attacking players that they got up front, man, they will murder us if we play like that.
I think we in major trouble next weekend. I think yesterday was the precursor of what's coming next weekend, because next weekend we know they can score. Yeah. Defense is a little bit, defense at times can be a little, but we are leaking goals. We have trouble with teams that can counterattack. Look at that goal yesterday that Isak scored.
Oh,
I mean, and we had both starting center backs on the pitch yesterday. Nobody was injured. Nobody was out on red cards. We had both starting center backs on the pitch. And I'm telling y'all, Inter Milan Tuesday night, Inzaghi is going to show. It's almost. If you watch this close enough, you know what's coming. He is going to school Arteta and give him a master class on how to coach. But y'all don't forget this, y'all. Our fan base, when it was time for us, and we were saying, we need to sack this guy. Well, who can come in? You start naming these. Well, what has he done now? What has he done? You're gonna find out.
It's a farmers league, Matt. It's a farmers league.
Yeah, you're gonna find out what Inzaghi is gonna do. Remember Conte? Oh, what did he do at Tottenham? Well, what is he doing at Napoli? What's he doing over there? Looks like he's doing pretty good over there. All these managers that we've thrown out. This season, y'all, I'm going to say it again. This season is going to be rough, hard, and long for the Arsenal fan. And I'm telling you, what we saw yesterday is going to be a reoccurring theme. And we're probably not going to sign anybody in January. We got a history of that. That's a documented history that we don't normally go out and do big sign. Our last time we had a massive big signing was Aubameyang, and we all know what was going on that season. That was a parting gift from Wenger. This manager has never went out in January and done what was required. Even in our best year under him, when we had a chance to win, we were crystal clear of Man City. He refused to go buy somebody to get us over the line. That was on him. That was on him and Edu. And even last year, when we needed, just go get the striker. That's all we need. Nope, didn't do it. So this year, by the time he gets a striker, it's going to be light back with Wenger. When we still get a player under Wenger, he got everything but what we needed. And then at the end of the year, or when it came out to March, April, y'all know that March, April window, and we start looking, well, man, we don't have the defensive midfielder, we don't have the striker, and here we are, we short. We should find ourselves short. Short. You said go again next year. I say short FC. We always find ourselves short.
Don't worry. We got the best defense in the league, man. I mean, listen, we're going to beat Chelsea's record. I mean, we're only 3 goals left, yeah, before we match it. So don't worry, guys. We're only 10 games in, yeah. Oh, Chelsea. Oh no, they went 38 games and only conceded 14 goals. So don't worry, guys. For the next 28 games, we ain't going to concede.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We've got Chelsea away, and then we've international break. and then we've got Forest at home. Do you know, I'm sitting here.
I'm worried about Forest, mate.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're playing, they're on a roll. They're coming to the Emirates, yeah. And by then, and by the way, let's put it right, yeah. We're not doing very well with injuries in the international break, are we? You know,
No.
we're going to have players going out again that probably shouldn't be going, but they will, yeah. Because if Odegaard comes back, and then goes out the international break again, yeah, then God help us again. Now, I'm sitting here, right? I'm sitting here, yeah, and he's not anybody I wanted at this club. And I'm sitting there thinking we need Odegaard back. Because who else we got? Our creative general. Really? And I'm sitting here having seen some fantastic, as we all have, great midfielders. And I'm hoping that Odegaard comes back. That is a shit show on this club. That if that is our best creative midfielder, Odegaard, who we know goes missing. I mean,
top games in big games,
yeah.
How I did last night, yeah. I had a few people saying, yeah, but when we get Odegaard back, well, yeah, okay. Oh, we missed him today at Newcastle. What did he do last year against Newcastle? Nothing. He went missing. And yet people are reliant. Oh, well, when we get Odegaard back. Really? Jesus, this is the state of this club, man. State of it. And, you know, the other thing is, Ozzy, I was going to say this to you, man. I had people, like a couple of people in the chat, I'm sure they were trolling, saying, well, Arteta is the best manager we've had at Arsenal.
Oh, shit. They was trolling.
Really? Really?
No, they must be talking the nonsense. They're doing it to trigger you.
You know,
I don't believe that.
Best manager. Sorry, I actually disagree totally.
I mean, unless they've lived for 5 years.
Yeah.
He's not even the best manager we've had this decade.
I mean, I go against the grain here, and I know it angers people when I say this. Probably one of the best managers I've ever seen in my lifetime was George Graham. He won our last European trophy, right? Yeah, got us over the line against Liverpool to win the 89 and onwards. That guy, all the time he was here, was winning trophies, League Cup, FA Cup in one season. Yeah, I mean, nearly went unbeaten, 91. Nearly went invincible, I mean. I'm not, you know, I'm not saying he is better than Wenger, but in my opinion, I know that's a whole different story, but to my mind, Wenger was here far too long and it became Mr. Wenger FC. But at least he won shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give him that. But, I mean, these people that think it's Arteta FC, they seriously think it's Arteta FC.
It's the PR, guys. It's the PR behind this. It's the PR.
I've never seen. I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen the PR for a manager as much as I've seen for Arteta.
You know, you know where it comes from. It comes from the glorified event platform. That's what you specialize in. That's what I told y'all. It all kind of go hand in hand.
I mean, the other thing that you say, Matty, yeah, you've been picking up on a lot, and I agree with you. Is this other clown that we have, Edu? I mean, my straw with Edu was when I watched that Prime documentary, and I sat there, and I seen him with this other clown, this garlic, and they sat there, and watched Barcelona take them to the absolute cleaners when they called them on the final day of the transfer window at some 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. And they literally sat the whole damn day, and Barcelona called them, and the last time was like, well, we'll take him off your hands, but for free. And Edu turned around to Garlic and said, that's what they've come back with. And they're like, yeah, he's over 30. Yeah.
I think they even had the audacity. I think they had the audacity to even
when I saw that, I was like, F this clown. This guy's not a technical director. This guy's got no balls when it comes to dealing this guy's just got absolutely taken to the cleaners. How can we trust this guy?
Hey, here you go right here. Here you go right here, Noski. I know.
Sometimes you have to be simple on decisions, and sometimes you have to make decisions, even if the decision is not popular or unpopular. You have to be very strong on your ideas, what you believe, what is good for the club, what is good for the future of the club is and everything. So for me, there is some elements here in football which I always be with a lot of attention. Okay, I always started to see one squad when I enjoy, or when I see the squad, I started to see the squad balance, the positions, the age, the group, what we have. But there are three elements here, which for me you have to be really aware. First of all, we have to see the age of the player, and then you have to see the salary of the player, and at the third, you have to see the performance of the player. So if you have a player over 26, 27 years old, you need attention. If his salary is high, you need attention. And if he's not performing, you're dead. Let's come back. If you have a player 27 years old, 28 years old, big salary, but he's performing, you can accept. What you cannot accept, if you have those three elements, and one of them when over 28, you started to be uncomfortable, it's better to you, move on. Because maybe this player is blocking someone younger as assets to help you. So when I came into Arsenal, when I see all squads, with all my respect, almost everyone was over 26, 27, big salary is not performing. If you have those three elements, which club in the world wants to come here and buy one of our players? No one. So how you deal with that situation, when you have those situations in your hands, you have to be strong. And sometimes you have to make decisions. So or you go strong and try to make the decision to let those players go, or your project going to take, like, instead to take 3-4 years, going to take 7, 8, 9. So, and then unpopular decisions start to come, because most of the players they have those elements sometimes in the club, they have a fan base, they have the media they love the players. But for the club, it's not healthy sometimes to keep the players in that situation. I start when I see every single player in the squad with those characteristics, and then I say, guys, we have to clean the squad with all my respect, and that's to build again a new foundation here. And then from that foundation, we need to sign players younger, with less salary, with better future, and hungry to help us to go for where we want to go.
You've not done this alone. Mikel Arteta, you two formed an immediate bond. You've appeared unshakable from the outside. There have been lows, though. The club lost the first 3 games in 2021. The hashtag Arteta out was everywhere. But you fast forward to today. Mikel, not a strand is out of place on his incredible hair. The Arteta fist pump feels omnipresent on the sideline. Team is restated as one of the most elite in Europe.
Gosh.
Was that Arteta at the beginning, the same gent we know and love today? Or did...
Y'all hear this foolishness, right? I just... See, this is...
Mate, honestly, man.
There's the strand on the hair summed it up.
What is that all about? What's that all about, man? That's weird.
But this is why I always say you got to get your receipts, because most folks never even heard that. Most folks never even heard the interview. But you clearly heard Edu what he said. Oh, if the process doesn't take the first 2 or 3 years, then you have to expand it out. 7, 8, 9, 10. That means the process is always keep going. Yeah. It keeps going. Yep. And this brother here, I told y'all, this brother here has mastered the art of looking like he's doing something. It ain't doing a damn thing.
I'm gonna say exactly that, Matty, man.
Yeah, just he talked for 5 minutes and literally said one statement.
Exactly. This is who was in charge of going to get players like Jokers. These are players, even Sesko. You couldn't even get that done. You couldn't even get that done. Instead, he goes for what's easy. Now he said you heard what he said: young players, low salaries, X, Y, and Z. Players over 26. Well, then he goes and get Raheem Sterling. Then Jesus.
It was an opportunity that's just landed on my table. I had to take it.
Yeah. Jesus.
Matty,
we're
talking about Geezer that paid 3 million for Marquinhos, who was free. I mean, that says everything, doesn't it? What was that?
Oh, good
about?
Relations, guys. Good relations. What other player have we bought from Brazil on that team?
We go get
madness.
We get Vieira. And then we paid 35 million for him, or 32, whatever it was.
Yeah, 34 million.
And then loan him back to the team we got him from.
Yeah. Quality business, that is.
Yeah. And just look at this. Just look at the madness. And then we let Nuno Tavares go for 7 million. And then Lazio's president come out. Thank you to whoever it was that told me that. And I went and looked it up. And they said that Lazio's president said, "Oh no, we're putting this 70 million buyout clause on him because he's that good." So we just look at the business. And then this is why I had the umps when folks would go, well, you know, they'll say stuff like, well, look at the money that somebody yesterday was saying, Zidane, look at the money Zidane he's gotten because he was at Real Madrid and he's got all this money to go buy players and stuff with. And I responded, I said, well, surely Mikel Arteta has had 800 million. That's not good enough to get world-class top players. You can't find world-class players in 800 million. What's happened is that money has been given to this man. They're not giving him any more money like that again. And he squandered. Edu has squandered the money. They have bought these players that have been no good, and we stuck with them.
I mean, Warren just came on and he said, on average, yeah, that's about 70 plus million a player. You're trying to tell me you can't get quality players in each position for 70 plus million.
Right.
You know? And he keeps saying this as well. Since Kieran Tierney, we've spent 160 million on left backs that are not left backs to replace Kieran Tierney.
He
still remains our best left back at the club.
Look at the goalkeepers.
Yeah. Well, how many we've signed? 7, 8?
If you think about it, right, in those positions where they were meant to be left backs, right, Ben White was bought as a centre back, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, with me? Has he got in the bought a right back? No. So he's decided that he's going to convert Ben White. He's thought actually he's not very good there, so we're going to try him at right back. Timber plays as a centre back. When he's played for Ajax, he plays as a centre back, but we was told he can play across the line. Zinchenko or Zinchenko, Bart Simpson, whatever you want to call him, plays in midfield for his country. He only played as a left back because of the situation with Mendy, Man City, right?
Yeah.
Pep decided I'm going to play him there, but you say Pep is different when it comes to sort of players. Is different gravy, right? So any left back that he's brought in, there's no actual natural left back that he's brought in because he brought in Calafiori, who is a centre back for Bologna. Because I went and checked it, he's a centre back, not a left back. So all of a sudden now he's playing Calafiori at left back, and I'll tell you honestly, I've seen Calafiori up against tricky wingers, and he hasn't come up fair.
He gets cooked.
He gets
absolutely cooked. He does not. His build his pace is not for a left back.
Right.
I saw 15 minutes of him when he came on his debut. I can't remember. It was the second or third game, and he actually got cooked. And I was like, this guy is not a left back. We signed Kivio for 20 plus million, not a left back. Tavares technically was a left back, but absolutely dog shy. We've tried to put Tomiyasu in there, but Tomiyasu can't even stay fit for more than 2 games.
And you've got Kieran Tierney, who doesn't like, who is an actual left back, who under Unai Emery
was cooking.
Martinelli and Saka was cooking under Unai Emery. Yeah, they were cooking, guys. Right, played as proper left winger. Martinelli, I think, as a matter of fact, I think he tried Martinelli down the middle.
And he did. He started.
That's what he scored. I think was it 10 goals, 10, 11 goals? I think Kieran Tierney was overlapping. Bang.
That's the thing.
I remember watching Martinelli play as a striker in the cup, and he banged. I think it was his second game, and he banged 2 goals as a striker. He had something ridiculous as 10 goals in like 12 games or something like that as a striker.
And I think when Arteta came, because I think when Arteta took over, I think at the time Martinelli was out injured. Yeah. And then there was this PR game that was being played because everybody's guessing now, when he comes back, he came back, started to train and everyone. and he was saying, "Yeah, I might think about using him as a striker because obviously the situation with Aubameyang and all of that." And he was playing games with the fans, yeah, and eventually he comes in and plays him as a left winger. And that season, I think it was 22-23 season when he banged 15 goals. You had Martinelli banging 15 goals, Saka banged 15, or Martinelli 14, and Odegaard 14 goals, where was getting goals from our attacking midfielders. But as I say now, what's happened is that Arteta has coached the natural abilities out of these guys.
Facts.
He's absolutely coached the. I remember Saka under Unai Emery, mate. This guy, unless I'm seeing something, I'm sure Saka used to take on players. I'm sure of it. Yeah. But now it's like they get to the byline or you get halfway on their side of the pitch and then they go, "Oh, we'll better cut back." Same what Martinelli's doing now. He can't take on his player. Plays, obviously, we all know it. Plays with his head down. Why are you not coaching for this guy to get? It's a simple thing. Get your head up. Yeah,
mate. He'll do the same with Ethan Waneri.
Yeah, he'll coach it back me.
100%.
Jez, you want to say something earlier? Were you trying to say something earlier?
Yeah, I think what we're all seeing here, guys, and I alluded to this 2-3 weeks back. From what I'm seeing from the body language of some of these players on the pitch, off the pitch, they look pissed off. I mean, last week when we played Liverpool, right? It was who was it? It was Martinelli, right? Going down that tunnel, and he was really animated. He was fucking arms in the air. This is half time, by the way, and he's really animated. You can see frustration in the man. The other week, Trossard didn't celebrate a goal. That time he took the penalty, he was looking over there like that, totally disinterested, and he missed it. It was saved, wasn't it? You know, these are players that to me are just thinking, I've had enough of this. I'm really getting frustrated. If you watched that, Matty, you put it up in the group chat earlier, that press conference that Saliba did yesterday, right? He was like, I can't be bothered to be here for this press conference. His answers were not very enthusiastic, can I say? And basically, he was polite, but he was just there like, well, fuck me, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. Yeah, I called it. I tell you what, come next season, the likes of the bigger boys, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, they're going to come knocking on the door for Saliba. And if we don't win anything, and I'm sorry to have to say it, fellas, I can't see us winning anything, he's going to walk. He wants silverware. He's a young man. All footballers want to win. I know they want money. I get that. But they also want them trophies. They want their medals that they can put in their cabinets at home, right? And when they're retired, they've got something to look at. Yeah, this is the interview here.
I mean, when have you seen Saliba look this stressed? When have you seen Saliba look this? Yesterday, you see him when the game pitches, they pinned the camera on him, and he was just like, "Oh my god, man, I can't believe this." And he's come out, and he's previously said, "Listen, I consider myself to be one of the best centre backs in the world, but to be truly the best centre back in the world, I gotta win trophies." Yeah. And how long do you think he's gonna sit around at Arsenal and year after year not win nothing and still think I want to be here?
You know what? You know who else is going to go with him? Saka's going to go, and that's what's going to tear everybody's heart out. He's going to say, I got to go because I got to go win. Trossard, that's why Trossard's kicking off because he's in his 30s. He's like, what? I'm wasting my best years. I'm wasting what I got left.
When we brought him in from Brighton, right? Yeah, he was getting started. He was getting regular game time. Then, right, player of the month, benched. Right? Didn't see him for a month because as you said quite rightly, you made the point. Arteta brought back in Jesus over Trossard, and then he's ever since he's been a big part player.
Yep.
I'm pretty convinced when we got Trossard in, right? He thought, big club, here we go. Yeah. Thank you, Brighton. He's done me a service, but now I'm going to the big boys Arsenal. This is my career. It's really going to kick off from now. It hasn't. It's gone backwards, man. It's stale. And he looks frustrated and he looks pissed off. And I'm not saying I'm right in saying this, but we've all seen it in the past, guys. We saw it towards the latter time of Wenger. Yeah, that people think the players are like, fuck this, I don't want to be here. Fed up with this, and as you guys quite rightly said, he's coached the best coached out the best of Martinelli, Saka, Trossard, and how many other players he's done it to? Pissed off Aubameyang. He pissed him off for sticking him out on the left wing, which you could see he didn't want to be there. And this is what I find, and I said it for about the last 3-4 years. The man is arrogant. And if you don't go with what Arteta believes, out you go. Out the door. He did it with Ozil. Ozil was pissed off of him. All right, Ozil was a pretty hardened character. I'm sure he would have been having some of the teams he's played for. You can see he was pissed off with Arteta. He was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to play for this prick. What have you done in your career? What have you ever won? I've won a World Cup, mate. What have you won? And you try to tell me how to play football? Get out. And then the other thing, fellas, before I shut up, all these players, right, have gone off to different clubs. And if we go knocking on the door for a player from a club where one of our ex-players has gone, like Aubameyang, but he went to Real Madrid, yeah? And then we're after a player from there. That player's going to ask Aubameyang, Arsenal are in for me. What do you think, mate? He's going to say, no, don't go there. Don't bother going there. Wasting your time. We do not have the cool people that we used to have. As I've said before, and lots of people have said it, when Arsenal Cup used to go knocking on the door, they'd listen. Not anymore. They open the door and go, F off. Bang. See you later. And I shut up from there.
Kyle Walsh. Welcome, my friend.
Kyle.
Big up, brothers. Big up. Big up. Yeah. What can we say that hasn't already been said?
Mate.
Sorry?
You want to put 50p in that electric meter?
Yeah. Sitting in the car here. I'm down in the hospital here and I'm in the car park. The street light shining on me. That's the electric I have. But listen.
I'm joking.
No, I know that, Jason. I know that. Come here to tell you, what can I say that hasn't already been said? The club is in turmoil. I say this season was finished by Halloween. Matt, you remember me saying that?
I know you did it.
And this season is over. And if you sort of think that we're going to win a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup or a Champions League, you're absolutely cutting yourselves because this is not happening. This manager is a joke. He can't manage this team. Like Jace just said there a few minutes ago, players have gone backwards with this manager. I have seen this over the last 2 to 3 years that players are not what they used to be. Martinelli is a perfect example. Trossard, even Saka. And I have been saying that this Saka is not world class. And the simple reason why he's not world class at the minute is because it's been coached out of him. This man is fucking clueless. And it's time the people wake up to this fraud. And Edu and the board and the owners. I am livid to see my club go on the way they are. We're going nowhere fast. And I'm sick and tired of saying it. And people over here in the community that I live in, the Arsenal fan base, calls me negative. What do I know? Why are you always putting this down? Why are you supporting Arsenal? Because I can see what the fuck is going on. I've been saying this for years. I said this back in the Wenger days when I personally thought that he stayed 7 years too long. I was calling for his head. That's me. That was my opinion. And here I am all these years later saying the same shit. We are done out here, mate. This club is winning nothing until I see serious changes. The squad is not good enough. Look at the bench. Look at the first team that's on the field. Players are not good enough. Havertz, not good enough. Martinelli, Trossard, Thomas Partey. I'm sick to fucking death of it. The other day I heard a fan saying that Odegaard is as good as Robert Perez and David Rocastle. How fucking dare you?
Wow.
How dare you say that? This fan base is a fucking joke and I'm sick of it. So lads, listen. I'm living. I'm posting up a video of me on there later on, and it's going to be graphic because I'm fucking sick of it, Matt. And I'm sorry for cursing.
No, I know how you feel, bro, because I do it when I ain't on here with y'all. I be in my car doing the same thing, cussing.
This club is done. It's finished. I don't care we're in quarterfinals of cardboard cups, and we're beating this and beating that, and we're going far in the Champions League. I want to see silverware.
Yeah. That's what we
want the fucking finals.
That's what it's about now. And that's what a lot of people don't want to have that discussion. We're past going to, like you said, going to all this and competing for second place. It's silverware. Trophies. That's what it's about now. If we're not talking about trophies, it don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, Matt. Ten Hag got sacked. He spent 600 million in 3 years and he won 2 cups. This fraud has spent 800 million, 1 cup in 5 years. Tell me the difference. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. Second place, we're title challenge. This is all I'm listening to. Title challenge. I want the title, not title challenge.
Probably closer to a top 4 race now, isn't it?
No. I was told last night from Brother Lion Text. He texted me after the game. He said, get ready for top 6.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He texted me last night, top 6. No, it's not top 4. Don't fool yourself. Based off of these performances we've seen today, this is top 6.
Yeah, no case for me.
Forrest ain't going nowhere. A lot of people think this is a joke. Oh, that Forrest, they just did. No. People forget about Forrest. They got money over there. They got a manager that's competent over there. Manchester United has got a manager that's competent now. You mess around, you let them get cranked back up. Chelsea's got a competent manager, regardless of the result today. Liverpool, you know what Pep's going to do? He re-upping for another year just to get another laugh.
What fares to Slotty? What fares to Slotty? You know what I mean?
The winning phase.
The winning phase. I'm sick of it. Phases and projects and trust the process. I'm sick of these names. There was no such thing as those names back in the day when George Graham won fucking trophies.
Fact.
I'm sick of it, lads. I'm sick and tired of it. And it hurts me to see the great club that we all support where it is.
And Kyle and George Graham had to deal with Liverpool, bro. I don't think people understand how powerful Liverpool was back then.
Where's our manager of all time?
And then you had Wenger come in when he first came in. He had to deal with United, a Thunderbolt United team. Oh, well, we finished second to Manchester City. Man, you better go sit your ass down somewhere, man. Talking about we finished second to Man City. That's where we at. I'm telling you, this football club, this fan base, until the fan base, and I told Lee this yesterday after we got off. I said, Lee, until the fan base en masse decides that they're fed up with it, we're gonna sit here and watch this for the next 4 or 5 years. And by that time, it's gonna be too late. The damage is gonna be done. This manager is gonna do more damage to this team. And when he leaves, it's gonna be a shell of its former self.
Matty, do you know what as well? Yeah, you think, right? We come runners up to Man United 99, 2000, 2001, 2003. We never, ever, ever said, oh, well, second's pretty good, though, isn't it? This is a world-class, phenomenal Manchester United team. They've got Alex Ferguson. I was never happy with second. Never, ever, ever, ever happy with it. I want that title next season.
I can't even remember who finished second place back when we were coming up. I can't even remember. I can't remember most of these teams that finished second. It would have to be recent. I can't remember that far back who was second place because it never mattered. Because all that would matter was the trophy.
Exactly.
That's what I said yesterday, right? In 20 years' time, who's going to remember who comes second last season and the season before?
No one will remember this
era.
era.
Have we said this? How many times have we said finishing second and second? No one is going to remember this shit in even 5 years.
Nope.
We sound like a broken record.
You know what? People are gonna remember the year we bought that title, and they're gonna laugh. We're gonna always be the laugh, the joke. If we don't win the title, Arsenal is the stupid ass team that was leading the whole year. And
93% top.
Yeah, 93%, and then bottle the title. They'll remember that. That's what they'll remember because we could seal the deal, and we've got
to. When we finish second, and people are celebrating, and we get a Champions League spot, what does it matter? What the fuck do we do with the Champions League? We do nothing. So why does it matter? Fuck off, fucking clowns. Absolute clown. I'm sick of it, lads. I'm listening to crap every day of the week. Lads telling me that I'm negative and they put me the fuck them on. I'm sick of it. And it has to be said.
I mean, you heard what was being said last year. You heard, I specifically heard somebody, and if you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. Specifically said Sol Campbell couldn't get into this team. That's what I heard last year. Sol Campbell couldn't get into this team. Brother, you could probably go get Francis Jefferson come in and do a job. Man, he could probably come into this team and do a job.
Matt, we're comparing Havertz to Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah.
You know, Odegaard to Perez and Rawcastle. Like, come on.
I've never heard something so ridiculous in my life than that. That's low down on what I've heard, man.
I'm telling you, the people that are coming up with this shit is they haven't watched them. No chance. No chance.
No way.
And the problem is we've witnessed it. And we're fighting this other generation that haven't witnessed it. And for them, it's acceptable. But for us, it's not. Because we've witnessed what this club is. We've witnessed why we support this club. You know, back in the day, we could say, we've done this, we've done that. You can't even banter Man United fans. I know we joke about them when they lose. I mean, they're in turmoil right now. But they've won more trophies than us.
Yeah.
How the hell are we meant to take the piss out of them?
In the last 10 years, how many times have they won? In the last 15 years, how many times have they won? People forget we hadn't won a title. Man, I had a face full of hair and a head full of hair last time we won a title.
I was a spotty teenager.
Big strand. Kyle probably had.
Last time we won a title, I didn't even have a moustache. Look what I've got now.
Yeah.
And I was about 20 pounds. I was about 30 pounds lesser. I was a young buck then, man. I was slim, super slim and trim then. Look at this team. Manchester United versus Arsenal, 2001. Seaman, Lauren, Campbell, Keon, Cole, Youngberg, Vieira, Edu, Paula. See, that's why I get pissed off when I see Ed. When I think about Edu, Edu know better than that bullshit he got going on because he was in the team. He know what's required. Paula, Canu, Will Todd. Look at the bench. Richard Wright, Dixon, Jeffers, Bergkamp, Stefanovs. That was to go win the fucking title.
That's without Bergkamp starting, Henry starting, Gilberto starting, and Perez starting.
We have 4 of our greatest players not playing to go to Manchester United back then. And anybody who know what I'm talking about know how hard it was to go up there and get anything out from up there.
Yeah.
Who in this chat room and on this panel think that Mikel Arteta is gonna walk down a team like that, walk a team down, go to their ground, and bag the title?
Never.
Ooh. Show them to me. Inbox me. I'll set it up because Mikel Arteta ain't doing it. I'm telling you now. So for anybody that think we're in the title race, Babs, anybody that think we're in the title race, you are out of your mind. You're delusional. But this is what we had back in the day to go get the job done. Competent individuals that understood the meaning of pressure and what it meant to wear the badge. That's what's lacking now. You got about 3 players in that starting lineup that will slap you upside the head. This is the difference. This is the difference. It's levels. We're not at the level. Just because you got a good-looking team don't mean you have a good-looking record.
Do you know what, Matty? Yeah, as well, back in the day, I'm sure I'm right in saying this. I think it was Lee Dixon when he just signed. It was his first North London derby, and Tony Adams and co. Bold had him right up, smashed straight up against the locker and going, yeah, you best be playing well today, boy. Your North London day, you better be playing well. Where's that now? Yep. Everyone's just too scared. Oh, you'll be all right. You know, little pats on the head, little pat on the back. Yeah, you'll be all right. Where's that gone?
Bringing the cameraman into the dressing room trying to get a pep speech. Lemons, pit pockets, light bulbs.
This man's a maniac.
Lemons, man. Don't forget the lemons.
Yeah, the lemons. You know, when Lee told me that yesterday, I told him, I said, Lee, what you talking about? He said, Matt, you didn't hear about the lemons. I said, no. He said, I said, I had to go look it up for myself. And when I saw it, I said, wait a minute, this fool took lemons in the locker room? He said, yeah. I was blown away. This manager is stupider than what I thought he was. Playing You'll Never Walk Alone at practice.
He's a narcissist. He's a madman. He's a lunatic. He's arrogant. It's all about himself. It's about him. It's crazy. This man is a fucking lunatic. Lemons. Playing the Liverpool team tune in training. And then we went down that field and got about 4-0. What kind of craziness is this?
Pickpockets.
Pickpockets. And this man is managing our wants.
You know what? You know what, Kyle? Most managers go back old school. They say, you know what? I'm gonna get the guys in, come over to the house. We're gonna watch Rocky, underdog story. You know, watch something. You know, they got to fight. They got to, you know, you're up against Saving Private Ryan. You know, something where you in the trenches, battle. Look to your right, look to your left. You know, something that, you know, we're gonna watch George Foreman and Muhammad Ali. You know, two warriors go. You know, we're gonna watch that Mike Tyson. You know, not, you know, we watching My Little Pony. We watching all kind of silly stuff.
Yeah,
Cat Bears, Get Along Gang, the Jetsons. That's how we operate. Buying dogs, elephants, all this silly stuff. Running the zoo at the training ground. Trees. Cameraman giving pep talks. You won't want me to give a pep talk. I guarantee you that. You want me to give you a pep talk. This is absolutely. Thank you, Nasty. Remember the Titans? You know, stuff that you can look at and go, you know what? You know, you can count on your brother. Man, we way off. We way off of it, man. We are way off of it. This manager and this Edu, I'm telling you now, book it. Top 6 race. Book it. We might not even get top 5 this year. We're in major trouble. And we're going out to the Champions League too. As soon as we step over into that even if we got qualified and got in, we getting put out as soon as we get in. As soon as we get in there, we getting put out.
I mean, Matty, you said top 5. We're 5th now. We're currently 5th now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the change coming though? That's the real question. That worries me because I haven't got a bloody clue. Where's it coming? People tell you, when Odegaard gets back, that's a load of bollocks. Absolute load of bollocks. We're in some serious trouble. We've been playing
this manager's just signed a 3-year deal for 15 million. Yeah,
$42 million to pay him off. By the way, if we have to get rid of him,
you trust the club to do that?
Nah, we stuck. We stuck with him.
We are stuck with this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull this up before we get ready to scoot out of here, gentlemen. This has been a great conversation. This is therapy for me because I actually need this therapy.
Amen.
Chelsea next week. Week afterwards, Forest. That's not going to be a gimme. A lot of people look at that and say, "Oh, we're going to do Forest." Okay, all right. Based off of what? What's proven that we can go over to Forest, just turn them over. So Forest is coming. West Ham, they're in a little bit of a rough patch. Well, you know what happens when a team is in a rough patch and we pull up the town.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We just witnessed it.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, Manchester United. Oh, the team that. Oh, yeah. A lot of people probably had that as a win a couple of weeks ago. Well, That's changed. And it's in December, by the way. 4 days later, we got Fulham, Emmitt Smith Rowe, Iwobi, all them. They're gonna be ready to show you what you're missing out on. And the goalkeeper over there, I forgot it, Leno. He's gonna be that prepared. Everton, they need all the points they can get. Just make sure they stay away from relegation. So we know what that means, right? So they're in Palace. Oh, they're in relegation form. Well, guess what? Wouldn't it be just poetic justice if old Eddie Nketiah pulls back up to town and drop 1 or 2 points on us?
They always do, Matty. They always do, didn't they? When they return, they score against us. Always.
Yeah.
It's in the cards, mate.
Ipswich Town. Anybody? First of the year? Ipswich. Then we got Brentford, who can't stop scoring. Now they give up goals, but they can't stop scoring. And I long said last year they probably would have put us out the cup a little bit earlier last year if they could score goals. We probably got put out earlier, but they couldn't score goals. Well, they can go score goals this year. So, and then you got Brighton again, who we just had trouble with, who just took Liverpool to the depth yesterday. So we already know what they expect from that. And then a matter of the North London derby. And then back on the back heels of that, you got Aston Villa. Bro, where the hell is this team going this year? And you telling me we ain't finna drop no more points this year? That's what you gonna expect me to believe. We ain't dropping no more points just off of them 10, 12 games I just called out. Man, you better, whatever you smoking, pass it around so we can get a good whiff of it. Because I want to see this. I want to see this. This team is done. DONE. Look at the schedule. Unforgiving. I said this at the beginning of the year. This schedule this season was unforgiving. The 93% year, go back and look at the schedule we had. We had a pretty good schedule. We didn't see any of the big boys like late in the season. This year, it is all hands on deck. And combine that with the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and the Champions League. Jez, more injuries are on the way.
Just going to say that.
And that one other thing. Sorry,
that is us coming back with a full squad. We know wintertime is when players pick up nicks and muscle strains, cold weather, blah, blah, blah. We know that happens. We've had it before, and what happens, right, around Christmas or going into New Year? We know that Partey likes to get injured around January, does it every year. So that's another one out. I'm not convinced that certain players we've got, Calafiori, are strong players. I reckon they'll pick up another knock. And we'll continue on with this, boys. It's a spiral, right? We just keep getting the injuries and we'll go down and it will go down. And some of those teams you've mentioned there, Matty, right? I'll be at the Brighton away game this year, again, my usual game. But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of teams in there which know how to bleed Arsenal.
Yep.
Yeah. There's some tough fixtures coming into Christmas time, man. Yeah. We could have somebody in the chat, as Andrew has said, loss, draw, loss, draw. Win, draw, loss, draw. I don't disagree with that, to be honest with you.
It's hard to pick a comfortable win there, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially based on the performances that we've seen this year.
Yeah.
Off the first 10 games, you're like, oh man, no. There should be no Arsenal fan that looks at our schedule and feel comfortable picking any game.
I don't.
I know yesterday when Lee asked me, he said, what you reckon? I said 2-2. 2-2. And that was being optimistic. 2-2. That was being optimistic. Because I already know Newcastle. This manager ain't beating Newcastle, man. Not this manager. I mean, just this is wild, man. There's nothing special about it. And then just throw this in too. International fixtures in all this.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about those. So international fixtures. This season is done.
There's no Dubai trips this year. There's no winter break to save us like last year.
No.
Look at this.
There's no sunshine this year for the team.
And a smaller squad.
And a smaller squad. I told Curtis,
please.
More games.
I told Curtis about a month ago. I said, Curtis, go look at the back end of March. And I said, people talk about winning something. I said, go look at the back end. Look at the schedule. You can start in February. City, Leicester, West Ham, Forest again, United, Chelsea, Fulham, Everton, Brentford. Look at all this. Then you get towards the end of May. What you got? Liverpool, Newcastle, back to back. Again. Ain't winning nothing this year, y'all. I'm just telling you now. Anybody that's watching this on the replay, we ain't winning nothing at all this year. Top 6 at best, as Gunner just dropped in there, possibly 8th, based off of this manager. It's going to be some hurt feelings this year. It
could be the time. It's the wake-up call for some of these fans to suddenly realise this manager isn't the manager.
Yep. I was just getting ready to say
it. I hate to say it, and it breaks my heart to say this, right? With that badge behind me, the real badge, it may take for us to get rid of this manager and get rid of some of these idiots we've got in management to happen. It may be, I'm not saying it will, it may be the wake-up call that the Cronkies need to say, hang about, we've spent all this bloody money, right, and we've now ended up in 8th again, or 9th again.
Do you know what it is, Jez? Finish lower than 4th, and they don't get that sweet Champions League money that they give a toss about, the Cronkies. That's when it'll be an issue.
Yeah, they won't get it this year. So we won't get it this year based off of what I'm looking at. I guarantee. I went through the numbers. I don't know if you called Eric before we started. I went through some numbers. How many points we've dropped over the last 5? We dropped 11 points over the last 5 years from a winning position. That's just from a winning position. We dropped 25, I think, last year, and I want to say it was 29 the year before that, and then the year before that it was outrageous. It was just all over the place. But we averaged over the last 5 years 43 points dropped to see average.
True.
Average. So we ain't getting no title this year. And we're gonna be scraping. I mean scraping to get top 4. Based off of what we see with other teams. Scraping. I mean hard. Hard. It's gonna be hard.
I made this point on Jez's last Thursday. And Manchester City turned into a complete different animal, didn't they, from January and onwards? You wouldn't be surprised if they won 18 of their last 19, which means we've got from now until December to make them points up. We're not going to make 5 or 6 points up and 7 points up on Liverpool. No chance. No chance.
We shit the bed this in the last 3 games. We shit the bed on 1 and 3. That's no different than almost what we did last year. Was it 1 and 7, gentlemen? Was it 1 and 7? One game last year.
1 and 7, 1 and 8.
Yeah,
something like that.
And we right on pace for that again. Y'all told y'all know when Arsenal start we losing, we start going down a spiral. We just go right down just like that, and then we might hit a crazy patch like in January or February. But I don't see anything on this schedule that suggests we finna go through anything like that this year.
I mean, we only lost 3 games last season. We've already lost 2 this year.
There you go. And that's what people are not looking at.
Maybe another one next week.
They
Chelsea turn up, we've got problems.
Don't worry about that because oh no, it doesn't matter, mate. It don't matter. We go again. We go again this weekend. Don't worry, we've lost. Hello, wake up, people. Yeah, that's 6 points we've dropped now, right? Yeah, wake up to the real world. Can't afford to do it now.
And we still wouldn't even be top.
Who is it? Who was it said? Was it Ozzy? Did you say it? That if you maximum games you can lose in the Premier League now is 4. If you're still in the shout, I know Kenny
said gentleman before me.
It might have been Beckley that said it earlier.
Beckley.
Yeah, that is a fact. Okay, well, we're 50% there.
Yeah.
Right. And I called it, Matty. I said to you last week, yeah, and we've discussed this before. This could be over. Seriously, this could be over by the end of November. I said it. I said it on mine. We could be out of this race by the end of November.
I set up with Kyle one night, and Kyle looked at that schedule. And Kyle said, Matt, I'm looking at this schedule with you. He said, we'll be out of this by Halloween. I said, you think so? He said, Matt, we ain't winning nothing this year. It's over by Halloween. And look at where we at.
Yeah. I looked at the squad that we had, and I looked at the transfer window in the summer, and I looked at the manager, and I just said to myself, you don't need to be a fucking scientist to figure this crap out. And we are going nowhere. I also know that the squad of players put in a lot of effort over the last 2 years. And you can't do that in the third year. There's going to be injuries and stuff like that going against us. And Hope was right. You know, but I was told to shut up, that I'm negative and this and that. But here we are. And I did say Halloween. And as far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it's been an outstanding conversation this morning, afternoon, evening. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Let's go around the room here and everybody tell us where they can find you at. Jez, tell everybody where they can find you, good brother. Always
Arsenal history and more. Matty, thanks for having me on. I think this is the second time I've been on your show, I think. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a great debate, great discussion with these fellow panelists. And Arsenal history and more. And next week, obviously, will be match preview for the Inter Milan game. Not looking forward to that one. And Monday night, obviously, on with Lee, Matty, and Kenny, as always. Always a great show. And then I think I'll be doing my weekly footy chat show, probably Thursday, because we got the Champions League. Depends how the boys feel about it.
Yeah, I'm free Thursday. I'm off. I'm actually off this week, so yeah.
It might be Wednesday or it might be Thursday, but I'll sort that one out. And I'm going to look forward to that. Invite people if anybody wants to jump in, then they're always welcome. You know that. And it's always great to have people on that talk proper Arsenal and not the idiots. But boys, I've really enjoyed it. And Ozzy, great to meet you. Kyle, legend. Arsenal X-rated, top man, Aaron, as always. Matty, thanks for having me on. It's been a great stream. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ozzy, man, good to see you again, brother. I'll always enjoy you, man. Brother, where can people find you? Do you have a YouTube channel, Ozzy?
No, I don't have a channel.
You need one.
I need to be part of the community. I need to get the ball rolling, to be honest, because for me, I find it frustrating, man. I'm always battling the top gooners, and for me, I find it therapeutic when I can, when one of you guys throw the link out there or something, I can jump on and actually talk with like-minded peoples like yourself.
Come on next week, man. If you want to join us next week, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jez. I've spoken to you before on Lee's channel, and I thank you for your knowledge. I love your channel because there's been so much that I've learned about this club that I've supported for years that I didn't know. And Southern Gutner, man, it's a pleasure to have a fan like you from overseas that, that has a standards for this club and, debunks all the rubbish that, oh, you're American. What do you know about football?
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate
you talk a lot of sense, man. You can back it out with the facts, the receipts. Caio, I've seen you here many times, man. Big up to yourself, passionate gooner, and it's nice to see. X-rated, I think I've seen you on Jess's channel a few times. I think am I right saying I think you're a new sort of YouTuber?
Yeah, man.
So I'll reach out to you. Give me a shout when then you guys wanna, just talk Arsenal, man, because it's therapeutic. Because the shit that I gotta deal with, man, it's hard, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Ozzy, it's nice to meet you.
But it's nice to be part of this community, man. We need each other because we're fighting the masses out here.
Yeah, we need. That's one thing that what Lee talked about one night. Me and he was talking. He's like, man, we need more voices. We need more voices with common sense. We need more voices.
I'll tell you on Insta.
No, I'm not. I don't really do social media, to be honest.
You got WhatsApp, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll before we all leave, we'll exchange on WhatsApp. So we'll make my stay in touch. Kyle, brother, as always, man, my brother from another mother, man. I love you, bro. We talk all the time, bro. All the time we talk. And Kyle, it's just always great to see you, man. And I appreciate you taking out time to hop on, man. Tell everybody where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on the Kai Watch Gunner on YouTube. And as I said, as it is, I guess very passionate, very hot under the collar. There's a video going out on my channel tonight. Believe you me, it's not going to be nice. But I'm just spitting out the facts. But I just lost it. But that's where you get me Kaiwash Gunner. I am what I am. And just like to say, big up to you, Matt, for having me on your show. It's always a pleasure, man. You're a brother of mine, and I love being on your show and talking to you and all the rest of it. And Jay's a legend of the Arsenal community. It's always great to be on shows with you, Jays. And Ozzy, lovely to meet you, my friend. And get involved with this community. This community is a brilliant community to be part of. And X-Rated, big up to your brother. And I hope to see you on different shows as well, my friend. And big up to the chat. And let's keep getting our voices out there, because it's what's needed for this club. Because we need to get our club back to where it used to be, because it's a shambles, absolute shambles. And I'm going to keep on expressing my voice anyway. And I know you guys will too. So big up to you all. And as I said to you, it's great to see you all. And Jays, let's get that quiz going, brother.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Matty, you're quite right, my friend, in what you just said. We need more voices.
Definitely.
We need more people like Ozzy. You know, I'm glad when I bullied Aaron into doing a YouTube channel. Yeah, he kept talking about it. And I said, well, you got to do it, man. We did it. And it's good. We need more voices like Kyle, like Aaron, like Ozzy, like you, Matty, like me, like Lee Gunner, Dan Potts, who's obviously now with us. And we need... The interesting thing, I'm just going to throw this in the mix before we bail out of here, right? When will it be that certain other big channels start to turn? Right? Because surely they've got to realise they can't keep putting their PR bullshit out there, right? I know they follow they're part of the club sort of situation. Yeah, they don't want to go against the club. There's got to be a point in time where you can't keep putting out the bullshit. And you have actually got to say, no. Come on, this is not right. This is all going down the toilet. And stand up and be a real man and say, no, this is bollocks. We know we're going to have the softy channels that talk absolute crap. I mean, I'm not going to mention any names on this channel because it's not right. It's not my channel. But I've called them out on my channel and they don't like it. Well, unlucky, because you're not real Arsenal, right? You've never been there. You never stood on the terraces, right? Back in the day. I don't accept the bullshit narrative that some of these people come out with and think they've been an Arsenal fan for 20 years. They know it all. Fuck off. Get out of my club. Right? They're not us. We've been there, seen it, done it. Right? I've been watching this club for way too long. And I will not accept the bullshit. So leave the club. Go and do something else. Take up knitting or something or whatever. Because you ain't bloody Arsenal fans. So that's it. Fuck off out my club.
100%, Chase. 100%.
Aaron, brother, always good to see you, man. Enjoy being with you on panels or what Jez, man. Glad you poked your head in over here, man. Tell us, brother, where we can find you at, man. And always glad to have you, bro.
Yeah, no, just for having me, Matt. Yeah, but it was a little bit of a late sort of thing. I see you post a link out. I thought, oh, shall I? I thought, sod it. Why not poke me little face on? You know what I mean? Why not worm in? So thank you very much for having me, dude. And as well, always a pleasure to be on with you, Jez, Kyle, absolute geezer, Ozzy. Lovely to meet you, man. We'll talk after this. You know what I mean? We'll get something done. But yeah, for me, you can find me at Arsenal X-Rated, Instagram and YouTube. Going to be putting out some more bits. Maybe I'll be doing a live after the Inter Milan game. Depends what Jez is sort of going to do with his weekly chat. If you're doing it at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something different. But I'll be on with Jez as well. I love that Wednesday show. It's a nice little highlight of my week. To be fair, when I'm lucky enough to be invited, obviously.
Awesome.
Probably Thursday again. It all depends because obviously we got the Champions League, but I usually do that show at 6 o'clock, so it shouldn't be a problem.
All right, gentlemen, don't forget to hang around here before we pull out here in our back chat. I'm going to play the outro. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Share this with someone. And don't forget the dossier of disaster from Edu. It is here, and I will be bringing it out again this year. And we appreciate y'all for coming through. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Take care, man. Take care, all.
Bro.
Take care.
Real fans are critical. Why?
Yes, exactly.
Because real fans, we expect the best.
Yes.
We don't want shortcuts, bro. We don't want you sleepwalking through it. We want the best. And if you are accepting mediocre on a weekly basis, you're not a real fan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. You are not a real fan, and you got no idea what a real. Bro, listen. I don't want to be around Chris when Ohio State loses. You think Chris is sitting there after an Ohio State loss and he's making excuses?
No.
Are you? No. What fan does that, Chris?
Delusional fan who doesn't doesn't understand what it feels like to win. I mean, that's.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Southern Gooner here on YouTube.